What you rapping about in that song, boss man?
Global.
We stand alone, nigga.
Body the beat. Global. The musical messenger. Message.
Woke up this morning, the pain, it ain't really changed. Years later, man, this shit still feel the same. Can't even sleep, got a nigga smoking Mary Jane. The way I feel, my nigga, is fuck everything. I'm building barricades to keep everybody away, cause I can snap it any minute. I know some can relate. I try running away to get rid of the pain, but the temporary fix is music, my saving grace. I do this shit on day to day. The pain that just sit there and wait, hoping that a nigga break. Can't let you take another blade. They say that it's gonna be okay, that's just something that they say, but this a different type of pain. This shit'll never be okay. Okay. Life will break a nigga down to tears. I need my folk back, I need an extra 100 years. I'm just keeping it real, I'm just speaking how I feel. Hey Lord, can you give my folks an extra 100 years? Life will break a nigga down to tears. I need my folk back, I need an extra 100 years. I'm just keeping it real, I'm just speaking how I feel. Hey Lord, can you give my folks an extra 100 years? This type of pain will make you bitter, make you wonder who the dealer. See, the truth is I'm the nigga, to look at life like it's a mirror. And at this point I see it clear. Just know the death I never feel, but it's a difference when your folks leave, that bring many tears. See, I was trained in the field to know that pain is for real, but in my brain it ain't clear. Why the fuck these lame niggas here, and why the real disappear? No disrespect, it's just a question, why these niggas living reckless? I need to know, Lord, cause I'm desperate. See, I'm thankful for my blessing, I'm glad I'm living, you can bet. Cause if it wasn't for my dad, then I won't know where I'd be headed. I treat my music like a letter, I'm about to mail it off the heaven. Just let my mom and brother know I won't forget until the day that we together. Life will break a nigga down to tears. I need my folk back, I need an extra 100 years. I'm just keeping it real, I'm just speaking how I feel. Hey Lord, can you give my folks an extra 100 years? Okay. Life will break a nigga down to tears. I need my folk back, I need an extra 100 years. I'm just keeping it real, I'm just speaking how I feel. Hey Lord, can you give my folks an extra 100 years? Okay. Just know that life ain't the same without you. Rest in peace, my dukes. Rest in peace, Beans. Damn, I miss y'all, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you believe in deceiving the ones that are helpless and grieving? Hopes of achievement, Jonestown. Lay down and stand up. Welcome to the jungles of Guyana. Man, look, this supposed to be like paradise, where we can build in peace. Table full so the children's feast is for the people. Jonestown, we're supposed to be for the people. If only Angela Davis knew that this could happen out the blue, she probably wouldn't have spoke at that sermon. Members riding that emotional journey, that's a devil in the pulpit. People tried to escape, got a full clip. Welcome to the jungle where the dream got lost, but it was tainted from the start. Never knew it'd go that far. Jonestown, lay down and stand up. Welcome to the jungles of Guyana. Man, look, this supposed to be like paradise. Look, but it ain't happen in that form of fashion. So much passion, but the dream was hollow. People followed, chasing their dream. Black and whites in the same boat. Landed on a land that's remote. People with skills to build houses, infrastructure. Doctors believing in this monster that sold a dream. The people's church that turned to tragedy. 918 casualties. Do you believe in deceiving the ones that are helpless and grieving? Hopes of achievement, Jonestown. Lay down and stand up. Welcome to the jungles of Guyana. Man, look, this supposed to be like paradise, where we can build in peace. Table full so the children's feast is for the people. Jonestown, we're supposed to be for the people. Jonestown.
Police forces unleashed on them because they are peacefully demonstrated.
Yeah. Back at it.
Yeah.
Back at it.
Man, what's happening? Everybody is falling through, man. This is the first time I've seen this many people fall through so early.
Quickly,
You
like
know?
expeditiously.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Welcome to Big Business Podcast, man. I'm one of the co-hosts, Boss Man. Busy? Stay busy.
YJ definitely in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So people fell too early. Cupcake in this thing. 80s baby. Charlize.
Appreciate y'all for sliding through.
And betrayal. Can't forget the betrayal. Loyalty and betrayal.
What's up, baby mama?
Yeah.
Good luck.
We got a few things to touch on tonight, people. Crucial K just stepped in with the strong arm. What's good with it, Crucial?
Crucial K all day long. Either it's this or it's the cold.
Cold, yeah, it's the cold or the We definitely got a lot to talk about tonight, man. We got some things lined up.
Yes.
Hit from a few different angles. Different angles, as always. I don't know how you been living though, man.
But hold on.
Go ahead.
Before we do.
Oh yeah. Time, let me pop my shit. Big talk. They done got me pissed off. It started down the bottle, ain't no crystal. I ain't turned up in a minute, back to business, about to lift off. Bitch, I'm talking big talk. They done got me pissed off. It started down the bottle, ain't no crystal. I ain't turned up in a minute, back to business, about to lift off. Bitch, I'm talking big talk.
Yeah. Now we can crank this thing on up, man. Big business, man. So we do big talk. And if it ain't big business, you know we ain't talking about it, man. Do you feel me? Salute to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. We're going to crank this thing up, man. But how you doing, my brother?
Oh, we chilling, working, trying to get that checkaroo, trying to get my stackaroos for my future lined up,
Absolutely. That's what we here for. We ain't got time for nothing else. We'll let the goddamn other people who like to just lollygag around. We trying to check. Motherfucker, what you think? But yeah, man, I just want to share something before we crank off.
Go ahead.
I got this lady at my job, bro.
Okay.
She my boss.
This gonna be good.
Yeah. She my boss. And today she was in, I guess, a bitchy mood. And it's nothing new to me. She's like this every other day.
Right.
Some days take a day off. But today I get to work and, coming into the office and, she say, good morning. I say, good morning. Next thing I know, she walked behind me. I said, good morning. Why did she do that? Bitch, I said, good morning. I'm sorry. Excuse me, ladies. The only reason I have to respond like that because I don't know who the fuck she thinks she be talking to, bro.
Right.
She's like, well, you need to speak up. No, what you need to do is leave me alone. That's what you need to do. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, man.
So,
man.
I don't deal with
it. I didn't have that happen. Everybody I might not put bass in my voice until 11 a.m. and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah. Chloe, come on, handle her ass for me. Shit.
Right. People come in, I don't know, man. Female. I hate to go there. Female, how they be, man.
Yeah,
no disrespect. Some how some females.
Real, dog. Like, And then when I get in, she like, when you clock in, I need you to come straight up here. I said, why? Why? Because every time I clock in, I come straight to the office. And she here, I just sit in the chair and nothing is done until all the housekeepers come in. So I say, why? Right. Nobody else have to fucking come in here. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. She's like, can you go check these rooms? This goddamn paper, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so I get back. I wrote down everything that was wrong with this room. If nothing's wrong with this one, cool. Give it to her and walk away. She's like, so you're not gonna tell me what's wrong? I said, you can't read. She said, don't worry about it. I go check it myself. I don't care. Go ahead. Shit. Bye.
Well, hey, you wash your hands from it at that point.
I just want to share that story with y'all, man, because after that, I took my ass home. Yep, sure did.
Yeah, I ain't got no choice. You know,
I called her boss and like, hey, Miss Valerie, I need a PTO day. I'm not dealing with this lady. I'm not. Can't do it.
I need a. Yeah, they giving out mental health days at my job. They got mental health days. It don't count against your PTO. I'm thinking about using some.
Hey, I wish they gave us that because, boy, I would have took a few of them by now. Because this motherfucker, she is the evilest person I ever met in my life. And I am 43 years old. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to share that with my people, man, to give y'all a laugh and let the stress off my chest because
that's what we here for, you know, BBP, EP 29 in this thing. Salute to the people. But we got a few things. We got a few things to touch on when it comes down to it. I think we're gonna start off with this lawsuit being brought forth with the plaintiffs of Warner Brothers, Atlantic, Universal. It's some other labels in there when it comes to this lawsuit that's being brought forward against AI companies. The two AI companies that it's against are Udio, in which Udio is the company that BBL Drizzy was made with from Metro Boomin. Now, this is not a suit against Metro Boomin for using the service. They're going to the source. These labels are going to the source of where this AI shit is coming from, and they're trying to nip it in the bud. And it's basically, I'm going to go through a few actions, or they call it the nature of the action of the lawsuit. I'm going to go through a few of these statements from these labels who have came to become a conglomerate. And the crazy part is, you know, it's real when competition joins together to try to stop something or to get legislation in place to combat these artificially made songs.
That's something we touched on before this even happened. When that AI shit popped up, you know, me, you, and Crucial, and you know, I think maybe even Lou tapped in. I said off rip, I don't like this shit, man. Fuck AI, because I knew so many type of angles that this could cause a problem, and we done seen it.
Right.
Listen to songs where we actually thought it was the artist rapping, and it really wasn't. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh no, this is gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm glad somebody done did something.
Diss songs, and it ain't even no diss song, but it's a diss song now because somebody done made a diss song. So, so I'm gonna start reading that. It's actually a public document. If you go to the RIAA website, which RIAA is the company that certifies gold and platinum when it comes to the album sold, and this lawsuit is actually available for public view on their channel, or not channel. I'm stuck in YouTube land, on their website. And I'm gonna just go over a few of these talking points that this conglomerate of big business record labels, they're all coming together, and this is their case. In the case of all these labels versus UDO. I think it's called UDO LLC. Um, but it says most fundamentally, AI companies, like all other enterprises, must abide by the laws that protect human creativity and ingenuity. There is nothing that exempts AI technology from copyright law or the excuses AI companies or excuses AI companies from playing by the rules. This lawsuit seeks to enforce these basic principles. On April 10th, 2024, a team of former researchers from Google DeepMind and AI research laboratory UDO could not have built. Hold on. I copied and pasted this shit. I think I messed up right there. AI research.
Hey, players fuck up,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I think because I had to copy and I had to stitch it together. It's a 90-page document, so I copied and pasted what I wanted. So, an AI research laboratory, UDO, could not have built a model capable of producing audio similar to copyrighted recordings without the initial act of copying those recordings. As one of UDO's chief investors has explained, the only practical way generative AI model can exist is if they can be trained on almost unimaginably large amounts of content, much of which will be subject to copyright. So that's the chief chief investor for UDO, basically saying that there's no way that their company could be a company if they didn't have a large amount of of content that they basically procured. Because to have an AI model, you have to have a bunch of music into a database for your bot to run off of, or else it would be nothing to run off of. It says when plaintiff raised these issues with UDO in written correspondence, UDO attempted to justify its pervasive illegal copying of plaintiff sound recordings by claiming fair use. This itself is a tacit admission of UDO's illegal copying, as fair use only comes into play when an unauthorized use of the copyrighted work needs to be justified. Uh, so I guess from there, I'm going to stop and say at this point, the labels seem to be going off of you had to use copywritten music to make your service available. So going to the root back to this copyright situation.
Right.
You had to use all of these songs and put them in a database for your service to even work.
Right.
Right. From that standpoint, do you think that that's a case, or do you
No.
think that? No. Okay.
No, not at all. And I'm gonna tell you why, because the only way you're really gonna get a copyright for using an artist's music is, of course, if you put that particular song out on a platform, because they have these content IDs that will detect those lyrics that, what I'm saying, that what they call it, the mega, what is she called again?
Metadata and all that.
Metadata and all that shit. It detects that. Yes, you did take all of these songs from one particular artist or several particular artists where your AI system can now, I guess, develop the voice of this artist.
Right.
But how can you prove that's what they did? Of course, you're like, well, this shit is music. But They do interviews. It's a lot of places you can grab people's voices from and put it in this AI software to get that voice. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't feel like they have a case. I pray to God, I wish they did. But from what you just said, I don't
Just
see
that.
how you develop a case, bro.
Okay, and up to this point, I would agree with you. Now, where it gets sticky, and salute Miss Young in the building, what's good? Where it gets sticky is when these labels actually go subscribe to the service, and they start inputting words. Because what it is, their service, it runs by, you give them a sentence and they make you a song. That's all you do. You type in, and I probably should have said that earlier. You type in, I want a song that's aggressive, like Machiavelli, Tupac, that's talking about my cat eating its food. And it will do exactly what you say. But in that, what these labels did is they actually started to use it. And in this document that you can find on the RIAA.com website, they actually have spreadsheets of the music. And these spreadsheets, what they found was they were typing in random sentences, and then what they got spit back, they translated it into spreadsheet form, like, the music notes on the scale and all that. And there's multiple pictures of them, what they put in and what it spit out. And what it spit out is actually matching copywritten music note for note. So
Hold
because this,
Hold on. How? So what you're saying is those particular words that was used in, I guess, what they wanted to get from the program, they found that in other songs? Those same exact words and notes?
No. The words is separate. They're talking about, in this case, they what they were basing it off of was just the music. Like, I think they found whenever they put it in and it came out, it spit out a song that was basically the exact same of music notes that were copywritten on a song. And they actually gave the actual song that got spit back out at them, and the notes actually lined up, and they showed the notes on the scale, and they were the exact same as the notes from the real song that's copywritten.
So you saying not the words, the notes.
Not the words. Right.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know how they do this shit. I'm going to just say that. I don't know how they do this shit.
Hey, I'm not doubting what you're saying or what you're reading to us, but that's just so. You got to prove that, and if they go into court, if there's a lawsuit, of course it's going to be a case. It's going to go to court. They have to prove that shit, bro. They have to prove that shit, and if they detect it, hopefully they have the proof on how they figured that out. But I'm rooting for them because I don't fucking like AI. Fuck AI.
And I think, and I want to get in this chat real quick. I think, and D Love, she's left a comment on my video I did before about this, and I understand. He said all this. D Love said all this because someone was trying to be creative without having creativity. Say they some high powered jangles, some jangles. Yeah, that's the thing, because I think with this lawsuit, when it comes down to it, for me, I personally think that it is needed. I feel like, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, I feel like you can have an artist who's not even an artist and just blow up because he knows how to work technology. and I feel like it's just blurring the line. It's just saturating. Like the game is already saturated enough to just have robots come in and do what people have blood, sweat, and tears invested into. For me, and I'm speaking from a place of feeling, emotion. None of these things deal with logic. But for me, I don't give a damn if they can prove whatever they can prove in court. But for me,
Yeah,
it's deeper than that. I'm looking future.
yeah, and I agree. And that's why when we first started seeing the AI start to pop up everywhere, and we was in the group chat, I was like, man, I'm not clicking on shit. You remember Crucial would put the links in there? I ain't clicking on that shit. I'm not clicking on. I'm not finna support this bullshit. And he was like, man, but the shit dope. I don't give a damn. And you know, I'm just one minute ass speck that's in this global world of music. And I can't. Me not clicking on it is not gonna stop what the fuck the rest of the world's gonna do. But one thing that I thought about, because I think I was watching a video about AI, and it was like, what about if somebody who's really good at this AI system can get your voice, call your home, use your voice, and tell your kid to open the front door? I'm outside. And then your kid open the door and it's a goddamn kidnapper or molester or you know all that shit. So it's so many things that AI can be used in the dark world or the dark web that can really fuck shit up for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. They look at how much money I can actually make off of AI. And then you have other people saying, I can goddamn get some kids and start, you know what? Shut up, Jason. Shut up, Jason.
It's always, but you going back to what you said, it's always that percentage of the population that is corrupt. And I would think the percentage of the population that's corrupt to that level that you're talking about, I would say about 5 to 10%, man.
5?
In that aspect, you talking about.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
salute Carol Smith in the building. Appreciate you for sliding through.
Isn't audio tune just a cousin of AI?
No, I don't see it that way. But go ahead.
It's like a distant step cousin, you know, that distant step cousin that might, you know, have a little twang in his voice and might have a switch in his walk when he was a kid. Like that's the, you know, I would say if it is, but I can't just equate it to just an immediate cousin. It's like a second cousin, your play cousin or something like.
Yeah, I can agree to that because you know auto tune is pretty much it's a pitch or a tune corrector, and when you think of the AI, you know they pretty much almost do that, but they're matching it with a particular voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what I believe auto tune is matching it with the correct note, the correct. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you got A flat, B flat, things like that. That's why you can play auto tune with a fucking piano. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about notes. But AI, they're connecting it to a voice, not a fucking tune. So you on to something though, Chloe. I give you that.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm gonna read this one last little section here. It says UDO's and UDO is UDIO. UDO's product can only work the way it does by copying vast quantities of sound recordings from artists across every genre, style, and era. The copyrights in many of those sound recordings, the recordings UDO's executives have described as best quality music that can be obtained or owned or exclusively controlled by the plaintiffs, which the plaintiffs will be Warner Brothers, Universal, Atlantic, all of these labels. In other words, if UDO had taken efforts to avoid copying plaintiff sound recordings and ingesting them into its AI model, UDO service would not be able to reproduce the convincing imitations of such a vast range of human musical expressions at the quality that UDO touts. It kind of goes on. UDO service generates music with such speed and scale that it risks overrunning the market with AI-generated music and generally devaluing and substituting for human-created work. Despite only having launched approximately 2 months ago, UDO's product already makes a reported 10 music files per second, which amounts to 864,000 files a day, or just over 6 million files per week.
So I just want to ask this question because AI affects a lot of things. And when you're a YouTuber or YouTube content creator, or you just a person that's actually surfing YouTube, if you see some music that you've never heard before, and it's from an artist that you love to death, and you don't pay attention to who page is on, but you just hear new whoever, tell me you don't click on that goddamn video. Put a 1 in the chat if you was one of those people who did that. Put a 2 in the chat if you've never experienced it. I want to see, because back in the day I was one of them. Not anymore, because I'm looking. I'm looking at that little circle, that little avatar. I see if it says T.I., I want to see that blue check by it and everything. Now you ain't finna fool me, because I'm not supporting the bullshit. I'm not. And I done fell victim to it before, and I ain't gonna lie, them soul remakes, how they remake these new songs, but they put them in a soul. 1970s soul song, and they insert the lyrics into that soul song. I done fell in love with some of this. I ain't gonna lie, but I got to stop myself. Like, no, that's the devil. Hey, my cousin was over here, and I was trying to break it down to him. He's like, man, you heard that goddamn song, the old girl, Sexy Red did? That shit been out a long time ago. I said, now think about it, cuz. They didn't sing about no shit like that back then, bro. Right. Think about it. I said, let me show you the page. And I pulled up the page, and he seen a whole bunch of songs. He said, God damn it. I said, cuz, how you be fit? I said, cuz, nigga, listen. I'm on YouTube way more than you. I promise you that. And I know about AI. This is my cousin who I was talking to about this.
Yeah. She said, my pussy pink and my booty hole brown. I said, oh, shit. But I don't know. We gonna keep it rolling, though. Keep it rolling. Man, definitely hit that like button if y'all in this thing for the episode 29. Band of Brothers EP is out as of now. If you ain't even heard that thing, you gotta at least go hear that thing. If you ain't supported that thing, go support that thing.
If they ain't here.
Pressure. Every day I try to change. I'm in the third lane, doing 80 in the rain, and it's pressure. But trying to maintain a different aim. But everybody's pointing, yo. Feel like I'm the target at the range, and I'm steady bruising in my own pain. When I let it go, the evil thoughts come back the same. I'm just trying to make it in my own name, but it's a roadblock. The cost when you cross in the fame pressure.
It really be funny how niggas be coming. Niggas don't really be talking about nothing. They starting to plummet, they holding their stomach. The media niggas, they really so funny. They whipping the limit cause they cannot touch us. Nigga be quiet, go put on the muzzle. We wasn't missing a piece of the puzzle. We just needed peace and that was enough. Some genuine love to all of my bros. I grew the wolf for my niggas because they been up solid, I came from the mud. Nah, never been labeled a scrub.
Nigga, we got the clout in a 3-round bout. He feeling severe pain like he got the gout. Like I said, we got the clout. You better reroute. We had to regroup. Bills got some veteran truth. Spitting the hot shit like a bowl of soup. And I'ma stick it with my niggas like some super glue. Y'all niggas better chill. chill like an igloo. Or I'ma shock y'all niggas like an ill do. I'm dead fresh in this bitch, black and white polo on me like Beetlejuice. I'm hot.
After the forensics get a hold of this, it's gonna be more than just another case. It's gonna be motions of discovery. The prosecutor trying to smother him. The evidence was unsettling. Now welcome to the day of reckoning. What happened was,
Reporting live from Fox 4 News, we have come to a conclusion in the case that we have all been waiting for. As this case turns another turn in the chapter of this young man's life, we have some of his family here, and they are. Hold on.
let me say something.
We're getting something. You know what? Cut it. Cut.
Band of Brothers EP out right now. Right now. Yes, we're gonna keep it moving. No, definitely hit that one time for the one time.
Hey man,
What's
I
good?
swear to God, I was just talking about. But y'all know I was just talking about my cousin, right?
Yeah.
And he just knocked at my goddamn garage and bought a color motherfucking plate, man.
Oh man.
That's why
What's
I
that?
love my cousin. What is here, cuz? Come talk to him. Tell him what this is.
What that is? What that is?
El Texano the Heat. Yeah.
Y'all got Mexican food in Georgia?
Hey. You know, hey, Chloe, that's Legend who made me this plate. Yeah. I appreciate it. Cool. Yeah, man. But that was crazy because as soon as I hit the button, I hit a knock at the door. Bum, bum, bum. I said, what the fuck? Yeah, man. We're gonna keep the show rolling though, man. And I think we're gonna touch on the fentanyl, right?
Yeah. Because this topic right here, and this is one I really want to get the people's opinion about when it comes to this epidemic that we are seeing with fentanyl. We got skid row open drug markets on either side of the coast, from Philly, Kensington Ave in Philly, with what they got going over there. With you see literally like a zombie just walking. Like, I think with me in this topic here, I want to discuss. I really want people's opinion, because when it comes down to it, what I did is I went and looked at distribution of fentanyl, manufacturing of fentanyl, first degree felony, second degree, and when it comes to the punishment for the amount of grams and things like that. And some things kind of struck me as, shocking, that I wouldn't see more, I guess, of a will to change when it comes to putting different bills and acts in some of these states, especially California. And I think California actually did tack on an extra 3 years for a certain amount of grams over. But this is a federal thing. So when it comes to the states, it's we're not really talking about the states. We talking feds here. Let me switch over from this notepad to my other one. But I guess, when it comes down to it, my feeling is that some of these penalties and these punishments for manufacturers and distributors should be higher than what it is, because when I read off these, I think it'll give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. When it comes to the punishments, not seeming like they're really like, y'all got to do more than that. Like, I hate to blame it on the system, but what else can you do in a situation like this? I'm not blaming it, but I'm just thinking that some of these penalties for manufacturing should be higher than they are.
I get you, and I get where you're going. And, we kind of somewhat had a small discussion about it before we went live. I said what I said, and I ain't gonna hold back what I said. Is like, who's placing this drug in these streets of the United States of America? So if there's a higher power that's doing it, what we're asking, and especially what this topic is about, what this segment is about, is higher degree of charges. Don't hold your breath, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just putting out. I'm just here to be the messenger and put out information when it comes to third degree, second degree, first degree, and whatnot for that. Okay, so punishment for having fentanyl in Texas on how much you.
Salute, Smoke,
Let's see.
Uncut. Thank you for coming through. I don't think I remember, but thank you for sliding through.
Third degree felony for having 1 to 4 grams. The punishment is 2 to 10 years behind bars. Second degree felony, if you have 4 to 200 grams, the penalty increases to 2 to 20 years in prison. So this is just having, it's not manufacturing. Having 4 to 200 grams, the penalty increases to 2 to 20 years. My thing, well, let me just say the first degree felony. For first degree felony for 200 to 400 grams, you're looking at 5 to 99 years, or even. My thing is, that's for 200 to 400 grams. You see that difference in 4 to 200 grams? Then it goes up from 200 to 400. My thing is, second degree felony, you could get 12 years. Another thing I just want to point out when I'm talking about this, how many people can you kill with 50 grams?
A whole bunch.
How many people will die from 50 grams of fentanyl?
But that's when we get to the if, and if was a fifth, we all be drunk. But one thing I will say is, I think the reason why this topic is right now on our platform is because since fentanyl has been introduced to America, it was introduced in a deadly way where we seen a cop touch it and damn near went overdose. Right. We seen so many people die from fentanyl overdose by using a minute sample of
0.2, 0.4.
Yeah.
Not even. So, yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
So I understand why this topic is on the desk right now, because we never heard of no other drug that did this. You got crack, meth, coke, what is
morphine,
acid,
morphine,
all kind of shit. But I've never seen no drug that was so potent like fentanyl. And it's very scary, but it's like, goes back to the question of the statement I made earlier. How is it getting put here? Why is it here? Where did it come from? That's just my thoughts, bro.
And that's, and that's a plausible question, and I understand why you asked that. I think when it comes down to it, the actual punishment for it, they're punishing for it like it's cocaine, like it's heroin, like it's these other things, but we've seen that it's not. We've seen that it's not. Let me see. Okay, say basically, if they catch the manufacturer, there's penalties, and if someone high profile dies, they'll find the source. Everyone else is just an OD, and that's the thing when it comes to things like this and dealing with, people who are involved in this, just like the black community, when you see certain things happen and certain killings happen, and there's not that to, figure this thing out, because these are what people would consider these people on Skid Row undesirables of society. So, hey, just let it go.
And I want to ask, Nikki, said when they catch them, who's catching who? Because I truly feel from the bottom of my heart, there's no way the higher ups and law enforcement, the government, they don't know who bringing this shit in here. That shit ain't magical appearing. This is just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times in my life, but it's just hard to say, here's fentanyl. They have a lot of people dying, and they don't know how this shit got over here. That's just hard for me to believe.
Well, I think for imported, but there are manufacturing cases, and I'm gonna read one a little bit later. But this is what I really wanted to. Hold on, did my shit just?
Yeah, you.
Oh
yeah,
no,
you like a robot.
this is what I wanted. Okay, and my screen just glitched or something. I don't know what happened, but this is what I wanted to show: the second degree felony for having 4 to 200 grams. The penalty increases. The penalty is 2 to 20 years in prison. Okay, now I'm gonna read for manufacturing. For manufacturing, which is a federal crime, for amounts between 1 gram and less than 4 grams, the charge is second degree felony. This can mean 2 to 20 years imprisonment. So if you're found manufacturing between 1 and less than 4, you're charged with the same punishment as having 4 to 200 grams. You see what I'm saying?
Say that again, bro.
Second, all right, I'm gonna read. Yeah, because when I was reading it, I kind of, this is where I was like, okay, we gotta talk about it. For just having 4, and it's not just. There's no just 100 grams of fucking fentanyl.
Yeah.
All right, I'm off that. But for just having 4 to 200 grams, the penalty is 2 to 20 years. For manufacturing between 1 gram and less than 4 grams, which the gram amount is way less than up to 200, but for manufacturing between 1 gram and less than 4 grams, the charge is the exact same, 2 to 20 years imprisonment for manufacturing it. But it's a less amount than the felony of having it. Or it's a less amount of grams for the felony, second degree felony of having it.
It makes sense. It makes sense to me in a way, because that's a real big difference in the amount that's manufactured and the amount that somebody just has. But I think it goes back to why you even brought this up. You're manufacturing this shit. You are part of the original problem.
The
root. You know what I'm saying? The person who holds it probably got it from you. You know what I'm saying? Even though you have to manufacture a whole lot more, because you said, 4 to 200 grams versus 1 to 4 grams or something you said? It doesn't matter. If they catch your ass manufacturing, that means you probably got a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should hold this motherfucker just accountable as the person who's holding this goddamn 200 goddamn grams.
Right.
You're the root of the problem.
And I'm seeing Loyalty and Betrayal say, you got to understand that just because you're charged with manufacturing, that doesn't mean you're making it. And right there, I'm like, well, what the fuck does it mean there? Nah, and that's not a knock to you, Chloe, but and I know how the law and these little bitty keynote words and things, how they can play out in the courtroom and what the actual situation was. So that wasn't a knock to you personally, Chloe. And tell you the truth, if you want to come up here, we can drop a link if you want to. She says it depends on the amount busted with. Cupcake says they cannot weigh it like other drugs because there's no comparison. And that's my thing. Like, it's not like any of these drugs, so we cannot put these same content. You can't put the same context of a drug bust for cocaine as the someone who you're gonna try to convict with manufacturing.
So what you're saying, and if you're saying this, I would agree, whether you're not. So they got class levels, right? So you think they should create another one that's higher than the one they have now because of the potency of this drug, right? Am I going the right direction right now?
Yeah. Because of what it is, we have to treat it. It should be treated in the court like what it is. If you have a bomb strapped to your chest and you're in an airplane with 200 people in the airplane, and an air marshal stops you from pulling the pin off of your chest, they're not gonna say 200 counts of attempted murder. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because he didn't do it or the action didn't happen, that's death. That's literal death in those. So,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I'm gonna just tell y'all this, without saying the name. Is a guy in my city who just passed away, and I know him personally. And he was on the stove, cooking this shit up. Same shit you talking about. No mask on his face. Had a heart attack and died. That's how potent that shit is.
Yeah.
So when I keep speaking about how it was introduced to America, now y'all know how I feel as the government. If it isn't, then I would go back to what Nikki News said. Once they do find who brought this shit over here, I would get their ass a fucking life sentence. Put them in jail with Big Bad in. But I just feel it's way bigger than that because of the people who is this guy?
New in the building.
Yo, what up?
The people, what was you saying, boss? The people that what?
The people who brought this shit over, I feel like if it's ever evidence of who is the originators who brought it over here, which I don't think we'll ever find that out. But yeah, I think their ass need to fry.
Yeah. Blue Flash Mob in the building. What's good? What's good? And Chloe did say something about it would have to be they would have to make us, and that would be the most logical thing I would think, is that there would have to be another classification added into it because it's a Schedule 3 or whatever. It's in the same category with the cocaine, with the heroin, with the meth, with the morphine. It's in the same category as these other things, but it's 200 times more potent than these other things.
Your mic muted, boss.
Oh, my fault. Appreciate that. So we pretty much need another class, like I stated earlier. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
What y'all talking about? Let me put me down real fast.
So we talking about fit, and matter of fact, why did you tell them? Because this is your topic. My fault, bro.
Well, basically saying that there needs to be, like Boss said, and like Chloe said, there needs to be another classification for fentanyl charges. They're classifying it as all these other drugs, and the damage that it does is not equal to the damage that all these other drugs are doing. And I just read off where basically you get the same time for manufacturing 1 to 4 grams of it as someone who has in possession 4 to 200 grams, which is 2 to 20 years.
What's your thoughts?
I'm not in the drug game, pharmaceutical, so it's not something I can't touch on.
Man,
Listen,
I'm not. What I'm saying is, all of, so you get more. So check it out. You'll get a heavier charge for having some crack in the vial than you would a brick of cocaine, right? Like for some odd dumbass reason, I don't know why.
well,
So that's what you hinting at, like the crack, because it's a chemical already. When they find it on you, they can charge you
no,
more for it.
I'm not going down any crack. I know what crack did to us. I'm not
No. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. For a couple vials of crack, right? You can get the same charge, or you can get less charge than if a motherfucker catch you with a brick. So it's the chemical compound that's the problem. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I think what he's saying is like the person who just have it, who get caught with it, let's say they get caught with 200 grams of fentanyl, but then they catch the person who manufactures it, and they only catch them with 2 to 4 grams. They get the same charges as the person with the 200 grams.
That's what I'm explaining. I'm saying I'm just comparing crack to cocaine. Listen to what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why. I guess that those two drugs,
for some reason, you get more time when you got crack on you than when you just had cocaine. For most niggas I know. Go ahead.
And I see that. I think my thing is you're classifying it as if fentanyl is not more dangerous than both of them put together.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not classing. You ain't even get to hear the story. I'm saying it's a chemical compound. So what they're saying is you took one thing and mixed it with this, and you chemicalized it and made it something else that's more deadly than it's being in its pure form. So what I'm saying is, how does fentanyl come? Like,
I don't know.
What do you use to make fentanyl?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's not.
The IV at the hospital. The IV at the hospital. That's all I know.
Go ahead.
That's my thing. I mean, because they're passing it out like the Oxycontin. They're doing the same thing like they did with Oxycontin.
Go ahead, YJ. What was you saying, bro? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, there is a root to where it came from, but where it came from and where it is now, I don't think that any discussion about coke or crack, I feel like it's not the same. I feel like we comparing apples to oranges, even discussing anything in the same discussion as fentanyl.
Yeah, but you don't have crack and cocaine in the hospital.
I don't see what relevancy that has when they're with
fentanyl is in hospitals. They give you fentanyl for shit in hospitals.
Yeah.
Since when?
My dad, they've had my dad on it. My dad's been on it.
That's a drug, bro. That's a drug.
I think it sounds like it's not. That's not pertaining to what I'm like. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't see what relevancy it has to what.
It's the thing is for me is this. Yes, it's not like what's out on the street, but it's made with the same base, foundational, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and like with my dad, he ain't never been on no drugs at all ever, really. I mean, other than prescription stuff that they've given him, and mostly he don't even take those kind of things. And we started making jokes like y'all making our dad a junkie because we can see the little machine, the IV machine, where it's got the digital numbers on there. We can see exactly how much they're pumping to them, how much they back off, how much they pump it up, everything. Right. It's crazy. But the way that I'm listening to a lot of people, like on YouTube, in my chats and everybody else's chats, they're passing it out just like they did the Oxycontin. So yeah, there's gonna be a big old wave of people dying, just like with Oxycontin.
So
no, Oxycontin not to the touch though. Like the fentanyl that I believe they using in the hospital, I don't believe it's as potent like you say. But whatever they putting on the street, see, that's why I'm more of a systematic man.
It's
like,
still considered a controlled
it ain't no
substance.
black. It ain't no black to me or white person that's just chemicalizing this shit and putting it out here. It's just like crack. Somebody taught somebody how to do that, and then it's being released at a high quantity. So, I mean, you gotta look at the system when you're looking at these type of things. To me.
So let's go back.
Okay, I just looked it up.
Let's just go back real quick to the original question to make sure we all on the same page. Like as potent as fentanyl is, what YJ want to know is, should there be a higher degree of charges, being that it is so potent? Now, you just taught me something new because I ain't know nothing about no fucking fentanyl until I started seeing people die from it in the streets. So I appreciate you for telling me that. But that still doesn't change the question. Should there be a higher degree of charges? Should there be a different class of drugs when we talking about fentanyl compared to crack, cocaine, meth, and all that shit? Should it be a higher charge because of how many people and how potent it is? I guess I should say that.
Oh, I think the higher charge be that you got to go and get the chemists that taught the people how to make this shit, and they don't want them chemists in jail.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Well, my thing is, from just my point of view, what's done is done, and you got to react to what's going on.
So let me just go there and I'll leave it alone. Percocets, you get them from Oxycontin, all that shit. We know those things are prescribed in the hospitals. We know that. Now that you're telling me fentanyl, they prescribe this or they give this to patients or whatever, for whatever reason. But you never heard Percocets or Oxycontin's killing nobody. At least I haven't, and I ain't saying that it's not possible. People can't overdose off all that shit too.
The hell if you haven't, the war on opioids, bro. That's what
But let's be honest. We haven't heard nothing from Percocets like we've heard from fentanyl. Let's be honest.
What state you live in, bro? Bro, listen to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say in from like 2010 to 2015, that's all these little niggas was dropping dead off this Percocets and stuff.
I'm not saying. Listen, I know about Percocet. That shit been around forever. But what we seeing now with fentanyl and how potent it is and how that shit killing people with just a minute, we don't hear that about Percocets and shit like that. Am I wrong?
I can say this. Like 10, 15 years ago, whenever it was they had those bath salts come out, okay? Not the bath salts, but the meth. They were saying that the meth, people were putting it in their pocket without the plastic baggie or whatever. They were just putting rocks in their pocket, and it was burning their skin through the pocket.
Did they die?
No, but what I'm saying is, there's some kind of something.
Hey, hold up, boss. Hold up. Listen, you got to understand that it's a lot of people out here on fentanyl. It's a lot. All of them not dying, bro, over just one. All of them not dying. It's some addicts out there. So I believe myself, the same amount of the same way it hit at first, just like the crack era hit at first, and the opioid, just the same way it hit at first. Yeah, it might take a couple people out, and then it just like niggas get used to it. It just simmers down,
and it starts getting watered down.
It's gonna be another drug. You get what I'm saying? After fentanyl, it's gonna be another one that comes. But my thing is, that's not who putting this out here for us to get it. That's just all I'm saying.
I brought that question up, but go ahead, Joseph.
I was just gonna say, when it comes to that, I like to talk about things that are solution based and that can actually maybe happen. There's no way in hell to figure out exactly pinpoint this and that. You can react to a situation and make a solution from what you have in your hands. That's all I'm saying. I haven't agreed with everything you said, but a lot of that you said I agree with when it comes to the cocaine and the crack, and that's just something that some chemist did. And with all of that off of the table and where we're at now, I feel like another classification would help. I think.
It
Well, I
would
think I
have to be,
read. I think I read in. You said what, Chloe?
but that's an act of Congress. I said that's what it would it have to be, would be another classification, and that's going to take an act of Congress.
Right. I think I
And I
seen
mean
in
that seriously. I
Denmark.
mean, because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the what do you call it? The the statute for the
Schedule.
hell, whatever. Yeah, all that crap. And that's basically what it would do. I mean, because I'm looking at all the penalty groups and everything like that. And yeah, it would, in order to get something put into one of these categories as it is, it takes Congress.
Right.
So
Now,
I just
does
want to
Congress
ask.
care? I don't know.
Fuck no.
Right.
But let me,
I
isn't Oxycontin the one that they had, where they had to give you that shot, like if you OD, that the EMT started carrying around
Narcan.
that? Yeah. So for me, when that was going on in my mind, I'm like, who in the hell would go buy some drugs that you need a just in case to go with it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
think that's for any overdose. Narcan.
But
I think.
no. I looked at it. I remember I did some research on it a long time ago. It's in it. At least the ones that they had back then. I don't know if it's changed now, but back then it only worked for overdosing on Oxycontin.
Which is an opioid.
Yes. So in other words, if you were, let's just say you were choking and dying, and people think you're overdosing, and they gave you this shot, nothing's going to happen to you.
I think they have now, because I've heard fentanyl people on Soft White Underbelly talk about different. They all call it Narcan, but maybe it's different now. I don't know, but
I don't know. Yeah.
What you gonna say, boss?
I think my question is, in a sense, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think you brought up a point where you said it's just like any other drug that was introduced to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to this question, Nude. Are you saying this drug is no more potent than maybe crack, coke, or anything else that came before fentanyl? Is that what you're saying?
In a couple of years, it won't be.
I'm saying, yeah, something like that, like what Chloe said, like,
because it gets watered down after a while.
Yeah, maybe whoever made it, like, okay, we put too much shit in this, we're gonna water it down some. I mean, crack. I mean, just hear me out. They was finding crack addicts in the 80s, like in abandoned houses, all fucked up like a motherfucker. When I was younger, you know what I mean, and it was just like we had DARE programs. It was who was it? Crack is whack shit, like all types of shit that was, you know, telling us as kids, y'all don't want to be introduced to this. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is fentanyl, to the touch, you can't. I heard you can't even touch some of this with your bare hands. I guarantee you, in 2 or 3 more years, you'll be able to touch that shit. And again, there's a lot of fentanyl addicts out here. So a lot of them, they didn't know, like, I can't touch it. I gotta get gloves, or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how you even use fentanyl, bro.
Hold on, I want to welcome Nikki to the panel, but first, let me ask this question: what other drug could you overdose on? And I might be green to it, that you could die just by touching, bro.
It depends on, you know what? It depends on where you touched it in the line of breaking it down. Like if you were closer to the actual manufacturer, where it's more potent in that country, wherever, when they first making it, because every hand it passes through, it gets watered down a little bit as they break it down. I bet you get up there.
I guarantee you a meth lab, bro. I guarantee you a meth lab.
Welcome, Nikki New, to the panel. What's going on, Nikki?
Cupcake in the building. What's good? What's your thoughts, Cupcake, on what you heard?
Well, first off, Narcan is an opiate interrupter. What it does is it breaks the links on the neurological system that allow an opiate to attach to the receptors. So Narcan does work on fentanyl, even though fentanyl is a synthetic. Where it doesn't work is if it's been mixed with xylazine or nitrines. But if it's just fentanyl, it can reverse a fentanyl overdose.
Okay.
Now, okay, so we're all talking about legalities and classifications, and we're all adults, right? Some people on the panel lived through the drug war. Some people sold drugs, no comment. And some of us are sober and some of us aren't. I think what the real issue here is that there is no such thing as casual drug use anymore. It doesn't exist. And we have a very serious problem because with Ronald Reagan and the Just Say No to Drugs, everybody kind of mocked that for it being, I don't know. I mean, come on. Ronald Reagan was a narco terrorist. So, I mean, it doesn't really bode well in history for a narco terrorist to have had the agenda of saying just say no to drugs.
Right.
So we've gone through that. And now, because we're part of like the rap world, we have this whole legacy now where, pill popping and everything has been a part of the music, and it's still a part of the music. But we have a situation in this country where drug overdose is the number one cause of death now. Period. It's out of control. Like, this is not like other drugs, just like Blake has been saying. It's not. This is completely different. And this kind of problem comes upon the back of many things. One thing people don't talk about, like with the crack era, is the crack era was made possible because 25% of the GIs that came home from Vietnam were addicted to heroin. So
Yeah.
this is not something that's understood about history, is that there was already an underground use of the drugs that the crack era was able to thrive from. So, but what we have now is, I mean, this is something I don't really know how to get across. We have to save kids because we as adults have been around long enough to have smoked our weed, done whatever we've done.
Yes, sir.
Fentanyl is on weed now. When they do these pill busts up here in Michigan, they're seizing like 1 million pills at a time. Any pill that is pressed, whether you think it's Xanax, whether you think it's whatever your drug of choice is, if that did not come out of a pharmacy, you're taking your life in your hands.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. You are. So what are we going to do now as a country? In 2017, Donald Trump made Jared Kushner in charge of the opioid epidemic. He did nothing. We lost all this time in our country. And so we really can't save necessarily people who have had lifelong addictions and they're indulging in this drug because it's what's on the street. But somebody's got to tell kids there's no casual drug use, not even weed.
Where that's coming from? We got some background noise coming from somewhere.
I don't know where it's coming from.
But I got the I clicked on this link right here that brought me up to this. It says fentanyl is a potent synthetic opioid drug approved by the Food and Drug Administration for use of analgesic pain relief. It's approximately 100 times more potent than morphine, and we know how potent morphine is. Now, I stopped there because I may be green to this shit. Are there people in the streets who's selling morphine to people as a drug that they could take, like they taking fentanyl? Because it seems like to me, when you get a drug that's very potent, it now is going to hit the streets and people are going to start taking it. I never heard of morphine hitting the streets, but now we talking about something that's 100 times more potent than fucking morphine.
Usually how it works is just that, okay, because I was addicted to morphine in the hospital when I had my accident, and they cold turkeyed me. So I went through morphine withdrawal, which is essentially heroin withdrawal, right? Being paralyzed on machines. It was horrific. But what
You
usually
had that
happens?
clicker,
What
Professor?
what did you say?
Did you have that clicker?
No, I didn't have a clicker. No.
Oh, okay.
My injury was way beyond a clicker. They were injecting me all the time.
No, I mean when I went in the hospital, I could just click it. It allowed me to click it 3 times,
Right.
up to 3 times an hour.
Yeah, I was completely paralyzed, so I couldn't click.
Oh, okay.
But usually how it works is that people who are able to get their prescriptions filled, which is part of what fueled the Oxycontin epidemic, they get their prescriptions filled as long as they can. Then they'll eventually get cut off, or they won't be able to pay for it anymore, and then they move to street drugs. So no, morphine is not technically, sold in any kind of way. Usually what happens if you have an oxy addiction or something like that, once you get your walking papers from the, official pharmaceutical paradigm, you're on street drugs, whether it's heroin or, whether it's usually it's heroin.
Because you're gonna find what you want. You're gonna find what you need, basically. Once they set you free, you're gonna find what you need. So that's
Right.
understandable.
Yeah. And
But yeah, I definitely
these pills that you're looking at right here that are pressed, that are blue, those are actually called blues on the street. Most of the blue epidemic right now is in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California. They're actually
30s,
called blues, or 30s.
perk
And they're
30s.
pressed, perk. Yeah. And so when they do busts like that I've seen up here, they'll confiscate like 1 million of those pills, which all have fentanyl in them.
What's that you put in the chat, Corey?
Oh, that's a link to the government, the law thing.
Okay. Oh, what you was looking at earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go about, I'd say about halfway down once you click on it, and it'll be the section where you'll see all the different stuff listed that's related to this part.
Yeah, you should have put that in the private chat because I can't click on it from here.
Oh, I can do that too.
I ain't expect for this conversation to go like this, bro.
Yeah, I had no idea, but I'm glad you was gonna say what, Cupcake?
Yeah, I only have one more thing to say. Actually, I think this was in one of the videos I sent to you, YJ. But if the average patient who started without any kind of opiates in their system, if they're given a standard prescription for something that has opiates in it to deal with pain, the body manufactures dependence to that prescription within 10 days.
Oh, say that again.
If a patient who does not previously have opiates in their system, okay, let's say YJ, you broke your leg or something like that, you're in an enormous amount of pain, any of us here, right? They prescribe to you a prescription that is a standard strength, which there are standard milligrams that they're going to give out. of an opiate pill for you, the body will manufacture a dependence to that mentally and physically within 10 days.
I can believe it.
Damn.
Higher than you ever been.
Yeah.
That's what that song. Hey, I don't know. This topic was something I had just been seeing. This is basically what I've been seeing, and that's why I made the song "Higher Than You Ever Been," because I've been seeing it. It's something that I haven't seen in my lifetime. Of course, we can always talk about what happened in the '80s. I was born in '88, so yeah, that's basically.
Young motherfucker.
You said what?
Nothing.
The hell you said, no?
I ain't said nothing.
but nah,
I heard a whole lot of nothing.
I said I was born in '88. Hey, I forgot. I was born in high school.
But I mean, I'm the type I read up, so I definitely know all. What when it come down to what happened there. Yeah, man, we gonna keep it pushing though, man.
Yeah.
Boss, I sent that to your messenger because I'm on the Chromebook and I don't know how to copy and paste with the Chromebook.
And I'm gonna drop down, okay? So everybody just have a beautiful week. Love y'all.
All right.
Thank you, Nikki.
Bye.
Salute. Definitely salute Nikki New for coming up here. Chloe that came up here and dropped her gems and whatnot. But yeah,
I ain't dropped nothing.
And appreciate you, for dropping that link the other day, yesterday that was. We gonna get into
it.
We gonna get into that. I think Boss got that footage of some things, So we gonna definitely talk about the Terrell Miller case as well.
I'm gonna drop down, and if y'all say something, I feel like I need to jump back up, I'll hop back up.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you do that because I know you will.
Look, I'm in Texas. You just getting all brave because I'm further away from you now. Okay.
T-Town. That's my TX correspondent. Chloe tapping in one time for the one time. You feel
That's
me?
it. I'm over here by San Antonio. It's like, shit, I don't even want to leave this hotel. It's so damn hot outside. Fuck it. I can't take that heat. Let's go
by that San Antonio.
Yeah, it's about half hour out of San Antonio.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'll be in the chat.
Appreciate you, Chloe. So I feel like I'm getting real high right now off all the fentanyl talk.
I told you, John.
Shut your mouth, nigga. So we're gonna go ahead and do something that make us all feel good, man. We're gonna go straight into the feel good story of the night, man. Let's do it.
Tonight, a loving father is sharing the terrifying moment someone broke into his home and attacked his children. And let's just say Dad made the suspect regret that decision.
Big time. Police say the suspect is in custody and will be charged. ABC 10's Roxana Elias has the story.
Bent around, ducked down, looked, and then just rushed through the door.
Bobby Tucker says a stranger who was screaming and growling came into his home and attacked two of his children around 5:30 p.m. Thursday.
He attacked my 14-year-old son from the back. He jumped on him, choking him out to the ground. And then he moved on to my 11-year-old. When I came out, he was standing about right here over the top of my son.
Tucker, who works as a security guard, says he was in the back of the house with his youngest son when he heard the commotion. He rushed out from his hallway and saw the man hitting his 11-year-old son.
I admit I blanked out for a while. I probably scared my kids too, because I just kept hitting the guy. And I could hear them saying, someone call 911.
Citrus Heights police responded within 5 minutes and took the man into custody.
He was out cold, unresponsive. The paramedics tried to get him to wake up and respond. He was just out.
Police aren't releasing the man's identity yet and can't say if he was on drugs or had mental health problems. The father of 4 says his door was unlocked at the time because his children had just taken the trash out. He later posted these photos of the man, one of him entering his home and the other with him being taken out on a stretcher.
He definitely picked the wrong house to come into.
Tucker says he wants this to serve as a warning to other homeowners.
Definitely get you something inside your home to protect yourself, whether it's mace or firearm.
The father of 4 says his focus now is getting his sons through the trauma of being attacked.
Looking into
Right, D-Love.
try and get them at least a little bit of therapy so they can talk about it and not be afraid and scared, because your home is supposed to be your sanctuary.
In Citrus Heights, Roxana Leah.
Beat the dog shit out there, man.
Now, we may have some people in the chat like, you choose this as a feel-good story? Yes, I do. And I want to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I ain't going to lie, YJ was like, I don't know, man. The kids suffer some dramatic shit just then. And I agree, but at the same time, I looked at it on the other side of the spectrum. I felt like, for one, the father has these kids. Now, I don't know if the mother is in their life or not. That's none of my business. But what I can say is fathers, black fathers of America, they get the worst name when it comes to parenting. We looked at his deadbeats and all that shit. This man has his kids and he protected them. And I feel like, yeah, that could be a traumatic situation for those kids. But one thing I do know, if them kids never had a hero in their life, they got one now. Because they dad saved their life and he showed them. He didn't have to tell them nothing. He showed them how much I love you. I put my life on the line to protect you. So anytime in the future you have to discipline them, give them a tough talk, tough conversation for something they did wrong, I promise you they're going to listen. Because they know their dad have their best interests at heart because of what he showed them. We can talk all day long about how we love our kids, but he proved it. So I just want to give that man a big double salute, man, for what he did for us kids, man.
Yeah.
I just want to say that your whole Martin Luther King speech, that was important.
Say that again,
what? His whole Martin Luther, he did all that. Won't you just tell these people the truth?
Hey, you know what? I think you came up here at the right time, but you stayed a little longer.
No. Tell these people the honest truth of why this is your feel-good story.
Why? Go ahead, talk.
I guess you're going to tell us.
There was a white man walking back and forth that went into a black house and came out on the stretcher. Just tell the truth.
But you know what? One thing I don't like is when somebody try to tell me what the fuck I've been thinking.
Hey, why you know?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta mute him for a goddamn second because that's some bullshit. Don't come over here, goddamn, with this fuck shit new. No, I don't think like you. All right, you know how to behave. Go ahead.
But nah. Hey, real shit. This is something I just ran across it randomly, and I sent it to boss. And like he said, I went through the same. I was like, well, it's kind of traumatizing for the kids. But when boss break it down like that, can anybody in the chat deny that?
I can.
No can.
Okay, I can. Because I know boss. They don't know boss like I know boss. I know boss.
I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn if it was a black man.
If it was a black man, he wouldn't
man.
have that Martin Luther King speech like that. He'd have been like, man,
nah,
let's kick that nigga ass. That's
you know
right.
What?
That's right.
Hold on.
You in the back
that
laughing.
Martin Luther King speech. That Martin Luther. That's good. That's because you funny, bro. You know. And I'm not talking about like Goodfellas. Like you're a funny guy. Nah, funny guy. What do you mean? No, I don't mean like that. But I like your perspective on it. But what I will say, if he was black, that speech might have been a little more passionate.
Yep. If it was you, I would have hoped he would have beat your ass too.
Hey, YJ, see, you know what? I was just joking on him a second. Now I gotta get your ass. Stopper. Why you always got a shirt on your head? You can't get a hat, nigga. Now I'm acting like JJ.
Story.
All right, let's go to the next story. I'm just fucking with y'all.
We know.
But definitely, yeah. I feel like it's a feel-good story because of the outcome. The outcome makes it a feel-good story. A father protecting his pride. That's what that's what your kids are. They're your pride. I don't have kids, but they call it a lion's pride for a reason. I feel like.
So, I'm asking you, would you have done the same for yours? Whether it's a white man or black man, though.
He probably would have died.
That's white a lot. When I said
would beat your ass, man.
Shot.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first sent this to boss, he said he wouldn't have been on no fucking stretcher. He would have been going out there in a body bag. Goddamn me.
I'd have told my children, hey, put a 2 more in his ass.
The real shit. He wouldn't have walked out. Listen, I ain't like I just want to kill somebody just to see how it feel, but you ain't gonna get an opportunity to come back. I promise you that. Real.
He wouldn't have paid. I'd have been
after a couple of days, you would have slept well. After a couple of days, the first couple of days, you might have had some, a couple sleepless nights, but shit, once that day 3 comes, shit, you go back to sleeping like a baby, So
yeah, it probably would affect me mentally, but the good thing about it is my kid's still here, and that's all that matters to me. So if I have to take that because I took somebody
you don't never sleep right again, bro.
You kill somebody before new?
You don't never sleep right again.
You kill somebody before new?
I ain't kill nobody.
Hey, that was the feel-good story of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump into the next segment of the show before we get to the meat and potatoes. Well, we actually got 2 more goddamn things. We might want to skip over this one. Long this shit. I guess we can touch on it briefly because we ain't got too much that we can really share. Yeah. But I don't know if anyone knows anything about Lil Scrappy and Khaotic. This is kind of lighten them over a little bit. These motherfuckers are here some clowns. Scrappy is a head buster. We some head busters. If you don't know Khaotic, he's a rapper from out of Miami. And both of these guys are actually on Love and Hip Hop. Khaotic actually started off on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Of course, we know Scrappy is in Atlanta. And if you follow these guys on Instagram or maybe even YouTube, they started this little friendship, and it was considered somewhat of a bromance. I don't even like that title, but that's what it was. And I think it was just something to actually get the attention of their followers to I guess, create more content in which that's what they did. But now, Scrappy and Khaotic, they got issues. And the issues that they got, I've seen it happen before. Somebody trying to push, go hard, grind, and the other motherfucker say, man, I ain't got time for that shit, bruh. And then when the motherfucker start getting a check, it's a problem. You want the check too. Nah, don't work that way. So we're going to play a little bit of this snippet of Khaotic where he actually breaking things down to give you a better understanding of what's going on between these 2 brothers. So y'all check this shit out, man.
Bro, all you had to do was let me just take my YouTube channel and go about my business. I wasn't never finna get to this point right here. I was never finna get to the point of doing all these videos and all this because, like I say, I still love bro. Genuinely. I don't want to do this, but you want to create these false narratives and false allegations. It's not true, bro. So let's get into it.
What's going on with Buddy? Why? Listen, y'all gonna find out.
I'm Buddy. So he said he don't use my name.
Yeah.
Back it up a little bit. So let's go.
You feel me? What's going on with Buddy? Why? Listen, y'all gonna find out on Love and Hip Hop. You feel me? I don't even want to speak Buddy's name. Buddy ain't even Buddy.
What's going on with Buddy? Y'all gonna find out on Love and Hip Hop. Why do we gotta find out on Love and Hip Hop? Why you can't call me Scrappy and talk to me if I'm your friend? Why do we gotta take this to Love and Hip Hop, bro? I don't care about no love. So since he wanna take it to Love and Hip Hop, right? The platform that owns everything. They own the right to the content. They own you. They don't own me. They own him because he's been there for 12, 11 years. They own you. You want to go and give it to their platform. Why you don't come talk to me? Why we got to even go to platforms? I'm giving it to y'all, YouTube. This is my platform. I don't got to give it to Love and Hip Hop. I can give it to y'all right here, exclusively. You understand what I'm saying? But that's why I told y'all all this is he doing this for Love and Hip Hop, for storyline. Y'all can see that. But let's keep going.
All right, so I just want to pause it there because Uno actually just asked the question, and it's almost about what he just said. You know, Jizzle, New, anyone can chime in. Do y'all feel like they really beefing, or is this really about a check? Because going back to the narrative of the story of what Khaotic gave us, Scrappy's being lazy. He don't want to put in the work on what Khaotic brought to the table as far as let's start this YouTube channel. Let's get this check. He also said, which I don't think he'll mention in this, he got them a 6-figure TV deal. Scrappy showing up late. He's late and all this, and then Scrappy said, I ain't got time to be chasing nobody, do no fucking skits and all this shit. Do y'all feel like this is a part of the narrative or what? Tell me what y'all think, man.
I think there's value in beef. So, you know, in the back of Scrappy mind, and to be honest, with Scrappy's first words being, I'm not going to address you by name here. I'll only do it on Love and Hip Hop. When I hear that, I think that answers no question right there. Like for him, for his side. Personally, if we talking about some manhood around this thing, then this shouldn't be happening. Hold on, man. Y'all hear that in the background?
What's that?
No.
That's probably not it.
But I don't know. New, you got any? New?
I ain't got nothing. No.
Yeah, New probably ain't no notion about this. But we'll keep pushing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me?
I didn't know.
No, hold on. Stop for a second.
Oh, shit.
No, one thing I know, I think it's real because I seen this. This is his second interview, right? His first interview, he didn't sound like this. He sound worried on this interview. His first interview, he sound happy.
After the response.
Yeah, this is after Scrappy response. So, but his first interview, if you look, he had on the chain. He was all flashy. He was just talking. You know what I mean? Like he was talking normal. Like I didn't know who the fuck he was, and I seen that interview. Then when I seen this one, this looked like a more worried him. Like Scrappy said, "I'm gonna beat you up, nigga," and this nigga's like, "Oh shit, beat me up when you see me." Like he worried, bro. Like that's what he worried about. I'm just saying.
Hey, no, I can't disagree. I know Uno said this is manufactured beef for views and clicks, but I don't know. He a good actor if this is just manufactured because this nigga do look worried. I agree with you.
Did you see the first interview?
On my platform, you know what I'm
saying?
I
seen it.
For real, like I stay positive. I don't want to get into no negativity because that shit make me be negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I just be wanting to, been in shit his whole life. They want to be cool now, and I don't be want no problem. But as soon as a motherfucker come with that bullshit, I'm gonna come with you. You ain't finna goddamn get me. You ain't finna. I'm a grown man. Ain't no man for another man let a grown man take from him or play with his name or anything, bro. You a sucker. And I ain't finna be that. That ain't me.
I ain't take nothing from Scrappy. I created this YouTube channel. I didn't take nothing from Scrappy. I ain't playing with Scrappy name. All I said was Scrappy ain't, when it come down to the business, Scrappy ain't doing the business right. Scrappy, you tried to fake attack me on set of Love and Hip Hop and didn't call me, ain't say nothing about nothing. A video leaked in the blogs of you fake running up on me. Everybody wondering what's going on. My mama, my friends, everybody wondering what's going on. So instead of me having to keep getting on the phone every day telling a different person what's going on, I'm just gonna make a video and let everybody know what's going on. That was it. And in that video, I ain't said nothing bad about him, bro. Nothing. Anytime I ever spoke on Scrappy, I never spoke nothing bad, bro. Never. You know what I'm saying? Playing with your name was still taken from you. I ain't take nothing from you. I helped you.
You hear me?
I supported you, bro.
I hear you now.
Just as well as you rocked with me and supported me. We helped each other. We supported each other. What do you mean?
Being ain't gonna be that shit, boy. Y'all will find out soon what's going on, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't built like that. I play with this. I be cool. I even let this happen a lot. But nigga, you keep talking shit like you keep talking about you.
Wait, let me.
I want to stop it here because one thing that Khaotic said, and like I said, I don't know if he said it in this one because I don't watch all of this shit. He said Scrappy don't want to talk about the shit because Love and Hip Hop on him, and he's actually trying to help build, I guess, viewership for the show. And if that's a lie, if I'm not mistaken, Khaotic's on the show too. He's actually on his fucking YouTube channel talking about the shit that Scrappy say, I'ma wait for the goddamn show. So to me, it seems like Scrappy might be pushing that narrative more than he is. But of course, I don't know. Think about it.
Yeah, I really, anything that's tied to that show, I don't look at it as, I don't look at it as real. I'm gonna just, even if it is, then it's like y'all are men, or are y'all?
Right.
Two men can talk things out. Two men, but see what happens is, if you don't value the quote unquote bond or whatever, then you're not gonna hit that person line. You're not gonna do that because you don't value that enough to do that. So, but we see this on a daily basis with YouTubers, YouTube associations between content creators. We see this specific thing, even if you feel like Flash Mob say this is manufactured beef for views and clicks. What about that topic? Like when you say that, that's all that we see. That's what gets the most views and clicks is this.
Right. I agree. I think one thing I have to look at it as, if I see this shit on YouTube, all these platforms, even on the show, but I see you in the goddamn club, if I'm in the same circles that you run with and y'all hugged up, dapping each other up, I'm gonna look at you as either, some people will look at you as a business, I'm gonna look at you as a fuck nigga. For real. Like, oh, you bamboozled me, motherfucker. Yeah. Okay. It won't happen again, because that fake narrative bullshit can only last so long when the people really don't know and they really think that what y'all doing is real. And once they find out that it's not, You could lose some fucking followers, bro. You definitely would lose me if I was following you. I'm just keeping it real. Real shit.
Yeah, it is what it is. They drumming up, Scrappy been on Love and Hip Hop for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
So
I definitely want to spend a whole bunch of time on that bromance. I just wanted to, share it with you guys in case you didn't know, and we're gonna keep it pushing because we don't do that type of shit. We real over here. But I ain't saying it ain't real. I just want to share it with y'all just in case y'all say it. It is. We're gonna keep it pushing because we got 2 more topics, and I want New to be here for the last one. I want to be here, so I want to tear a fucking asshole in him. That's what I want to do. But yeah, I know you think so, bro. So of course, if you follow me on my community crime page, man, I've been putting updates on the Sonya Massey case, and there's been some new information that hit the airwaves, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And it also ties into what we're going to discuss at the end of the show. Of course, which y'all know is a segment of meat and potatoes. But I want y'all to check this shit right here out because this going to play an important part on the civil suit, people, because they shouldn't allow this man to do what the fuck he did. So check this out.
Meanwhile, our Dave Savini has uncovered new details about that officer's past. And Dave, there are serious questions about why he was hired multiple times.
CBS News has uncovered notes from one of Grayson's former police chiefs during a reference check for his next police job. It was a warning of the trouble Grayson had already caused, and it doesn't stop there. Another supervisor said he failed to obey orders, especially during the high-speed chase you're about to see.
We're at the end of 2nd Street. She's taking a right.
Like with what happened here at his 5th police job when he refused an order by a superior at the Logan County Sheriff's Department to terminate a high-speed chase over a traffic infraction, his speed at times reaching 110 miles per hour.
Are you pursuing? I'm about to terminate. She's flying up 121 right now.
But Grayson didn't stop. He did, however, turn off his lights and siren, but kept going anyways until he hit a deer.
Well, I'm terminated because a buck just smacked the side of my driver's side door.
Did you violate a direct order
Yes.
from a supervisor about termination?
Yes, I did.
Grayson was questioned by a deputy chief and other top staff after that crash in Logan County.
Do you agree, before we conclude this, that there is a mountain of policy violations that you committed? 7 months on, how are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Yet he continued to get a pass over and over again. Even during the Logan County hiring process of Grayson, there were warning signs from another past employer, the Auburn, Illinois Police Department, where he worked in 2022. CBS News obtained these notes from a discussion between the Auburn chief and a representative from Logan County, where Grayson had applied for a new job. It states the Auburn chief said Grayson struggles with report writing, that he was very aggressive with getting drugs. The chief expressed concern that Grayson was too aggressive and that Grayson posted his drug arrests on Facebook. And the chief called him a bragger and was not great with evidence, left items laying around office. Sangamon County board member Mark Ayers is on the jail committee that authorizes the hiring of new sheriff deputies. He says he was never informed of any negative notes about Grayson prior to hire, and his background was not shared with the committee.
I would never bring on someone that had that troubled past or that record.
So his background was never shared. I don't get that, because we know whenever you're trying to get a job, whether it's in law enforcement or not, most jobs are interested in your work history and your background. So how in the hell was he able to get a job without them sharing his background history? Somebody make it make sense, man. That is very important information. And I seen the video today where the chief actually got up and spoke. He said, I've never said this in my history of being a chief. we failed. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did.
But the failure, I feel like, it's a natural failure. Like things like this are gonna happen naturally. I feel like, definitely, I do feel like when it comes to that though, there should have been some noting or something on it. Like you should carry, as an officer of the law, I feel like you should carry your baggage to the jurisdiction.
So,
Like,
hold on. Let's go back to what you said. You said naturally this happens. What do you mean by that, bro?
naturally, going back to the 5 to 10% of human population that is corrupt.
Gotcha.
That's why I mean when it naturally these things are gonna happen. But when it comes to circumventing those natural occurrences, the pieces and places in place to look at these things and these, offenses and jurisdictions and these, I don't know what that was, a deposition or what that was, but I feel like that should have followed him to make the decision so that they could have the decision to say, okay, we want you on our team or not. And if they said, we want you on our team, even with this, then that would make sense as to that what you said, the sheriff or him saying we failed. That would make sense because it almost validates the point that you're saying when it comes down to that failure, them knowing about his stuff and letting him still work type of thing.
So you believe that Malcolm, which is the new law enforcement he was with, which he got fired from, you feel like they did notice?
I mean, I don't know that information. I mean,
because if we go by what the white guy said at the end, he's like, I had no information about any negative things about this guy work history. So to me, what that tells me is the precinct or the police task force he was a part of prior to moving to the new one, they kept it under wraps. And that would make me want to know if he was that bad with you, why would you cover that shit up when he's trying to go somewhere else?
Right. Yeah, shit, wow.
Knew you laughing. What was a chuckle?
I was saying he was that bad they wanted to get rid of him, that they hid his shit so nobody wouldn't see it, but they knew nobody wasn't going to hire him.
But why would you want somebody to hire somebody that you don't even want on your force?
Bro, that beats me. I don't know, bro. I think the whole system corrupt. If you ask me, he was planted there. If that's the case, if you want to ask me, somebody put him there. Somebody wanted him to be there.
But I don't know how the transfer happened. I don't know if he got fired or they say, you know what, we're gonna send you over here to Malcolm. I don't know how it happened because
more than likely he got fired.
Exactly. So you said he was a plant and he was placed there. That if he got fired, then he couldn't be placed nowhere. He had to apply.
Listen. If he got fired from one place, right, and he got a job at another place, and they didn't see his records from the last place, somebody wanted him there.
But how would they know what he was going to apply for next?
We don't know who he knows.
I ain't feeling fuckery, bro.
I mean, I see.
Listen, you're asking questions, right? But you don't like the answers that's given. Okay, if you can't if we can't figure out where the drug's coming from, then the system must be putting them out there. If we can't put our hand on a nigga or a person, then it must be systematic. Same with this, bro. I look at the system fault.
I will salute. I guess salute him for saying or taking the accountability in saying that yes, there was a failure here, like just how the Secret Service did with Donald Trump. They said yes, there was some thing, and there was a whole shift of power as to the head of the Secret Service. One of the people, there was a shift. So when it comes down to it, the accountability is good to see. Can we agree on that?
You say that again. It's
As far as
accountability.
the accountability of him saying yes, there was a failure here.
Yeah, most definitely. And it takes a lot as a leader of a precinct to say that. And he
Right.
already said that. I've never said this in my whole career. So the fact that he said that, I genuinely think they did not know, because why would you bring somebody on who got a history like Grayson? Because what we heard in that interview or whatever it was when they was talking to him, that wasn't with the current one. That was with the one before him. And then when you hear that the guy who actually do the hiring side, I was never informed about none of this. Why is that the case? Why did
go back and I mean, it wasn't really nothing egregious that dude was saying. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, it was some bad shit, but it wasn't nothing egregious. He didn't. They didn't say he was fucking people up or he had complaints. Most of the stuff that they said was, to me, stuff that could be looked over when you're in the law force.
Right.
I didn't see nothing real egregious with the things that dude read off. That was his problem when he said something about him bragging on Facebook and stuff like that. I didn't see nothing egregious to the point where you wouldn't want him to be on the law force. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, a couple people. I mean, how many people? We don't know how many people might. They get the call and say, "Hey, stop chasing this motherfucker," or "Stop." Pursuit. And this motherfucker that close, and he's like, "Man, fuck that, I'm gonna keep going." Like, that could happen a lot. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes the criminal might get caught. Sometimes a bad accident might happen and somebody else get killed. And then, yeah, we told you to stop. You didn't stop. Now your ass going to jail. However that may happen, I'm not saying that don't happen. But I didn't see nothing on there that was egregious enough to take his badge.
Right. It was more like just lying, basically. That was it.
And shit like that. And I mean, it was like petty shit to me.
When it comes down to it, I started the convo off with saying what's naturally happens and things in the natural human, instinct or whatever. Because the reason I always go there is because in these jobs like this, when we talking about the position of police officers, none of us on this panel would do that. So if none of us on this panel would do that, there's a bunch of other people who do not want to do this job. Cupcake mentioned something about teachers and how there's a shortage of teachers, and there's definitely been police forces who have had shortages of officers, and that strictly boils down to nobody wants to actually do this job. So, being that that's the case, if there's someone who doesn't have any crazy, you just out here wilding, then these little, what I can maybe pun intended, white lies, like him saying, "Oh, yeah, I've terminated my chase," and he keeps going and hits a deer. So later on, and I hate to call it little because you're lying, but things like this, I feel like police uh, jurisdictions, they will still accept you because you're willing to do this job that nobody is willing to do, really. Well, there's people, but for the most part, people aren't jumping to be police officers. Like, who wants to have to make that decision in 0.2 seconds to what he should do? Like in the case that we're going to talk about coming up with the Terrell Miller case. Who in their right mind would want to be in a position where this could happen on a job that you're going into, and the job that you're going into is to survive, to feed your family? Who wants to make those type of decisions that police officers have to make in the split of an instant? So I can understand, I think, why some of these officers slip through the cracks.
I get it. I understand what you're saying wholeheartedly. And the fact that there's not a lot of people applying for these jobs because of what you just stated, I think what you're saying is they will overlook some of the smaller things. Like, let's say, for instance, DUI,
right,
or lying or something like that. I get it.
Right.
Because if there's a shortage in any type particular workforce, that will happen. So you have a valid fucking point. But I just feel like when it comes to protecting, the citizens of America, you shouldn't minimize shit, because you wouldn't feel that same way if your family member, I'm not talking about yours, but if you're the chief of police and your goddamn daughter's out there and he did some fuck shit and your daughter lost his life, but you ignored the small shits on his record, you gonna fucking snap. You probably gonna want to kill his ass. So I just feel, I feel personally, if you not built for this shit, don't apply for this shit. That's just me. And that might sound harsh, but right. I wouldn't fucking apply for that shit either.
And I get you. And I get you and that standpoint. I think those two standpoints, my standpoint and the boss, your standpoint that you just said, I don't actually look at them as contrasting standpoints, actually. I just feel like they're two facts of life.
Right.
Because I agreed with everything you just said. But I just, the fence, I'm on one side of that fence and you on the other side of that fence. But that fence is still there. You feel me?
Like, right. And I just want to play this real quick before we go into the meat and potatoes. Because I know you had brought some things up that maybe this might clear something up.
How are you still employed by us?
I don't know.
Do you understand what I am saying?
Yes, I do, sir.
And I've had this conversation with you before. If we can't trust what you say and what you see, we can't have you in our uniform. I'm calling you on your integrity. How does that make you feel?
I'm learning from it.
Integrity.
Are you angry with me for it?
I don't.
Do you understand it?
Yes. I don't get angry with this because, one, I have no experience. Before I came here, I had no experience. Two, I wasn't allowed to do this right here. I was not allowed to review my videos.
This is termination. I'm getting goosebumps. This is extremely concerning. Everybody likes you. I got to be able to trust you. Was this a purposefully done lie?
No. I full-heartedly, I still believed I was on North Madison until you just pulled up Google Maps and showed me.
This is going to get deeper because you're going to have a hard time answering some questions.
Yeah. Boss been over there digging. He been over there digging on that community crime now. I know when he posted, I said, God, he boss over there on this shit.
Yeah, so this is a couple of things that just stood out to me and going about in reference to what you said. For one, he said, no, I'm not offended because I don't have any experience. I got this job. I don't have any experience. Red flag number one.
Right.
And he said so much in that fucking interview, like, that wasn't the first time I had this talk with you. So when we say small things that happen, when this man said, I'm getting goosebumps, you should be terminated, he didn't tell everything about what this conversation was about. So obviously he's done multiple things where he should have been fucking fired. So this is why I feel like the new chief that he works for said we failed. Yeah. But it's hard for me to put it on him if the previous chief didn't share this information with them. That's some bullshit.
Don't police work for a union?
Work for the who?
A union. It's a police union.
I don't know.
Like, you can't just fire a cop.
Well, yeah, there's processes that have to come into place when firing. You can't just. I think there's certain
things and clauses and
They're in the union. Trust me, it's a police union, bro, and they're protected. So, regardless of the fact, let's just say this, right? And just be honest with you. I was in the carpenters union. It was some niggas that came through the carpenters union, but they was like good workers, but they was just niggas. And you know, when you get laid off or whatever, I don't want to hire you if you got this reputation. So if you was good,
you cut out.
Yeah, you breaking up, bro. We don't hear nothing now. Yeah, you gone, bro. I don't hear nothing.
I can hear y'all.
There you go. Now we hear you.
Yeah, I can hear y'all perfect.
No, you back.
What part I left off at?
I don't know. You went quiet for like at least 20 seconds.
Did y'all hear me? Anything about the union?
Yeah.
That's what you was talking about that, and then you was transitioning.
All right, so I was in the union, right? And you know, you had some knuckleheads, you had some real niggas. Besides, anyway, going to the next job, some of them niggas like knew people in the union, like they was cool with, you know, a higher president or something. And like I said, he would hide their reputation to the next job. So you know you got a good carpenter coming in, but you ain't know he was on that shit that he was on. You get what I'm saying? Get there, get the fighting. You know, he don't like people telling him what to do or whatever. And like I say, unions protect you. So I think most cops are protected from getting fired just by the union. You got to go to the union and say, this nigga is a piece of shit. You got to bring it to the union. You just can't fire him. And you can send him to the desk job, but I don't think you can just fire him.
And I have no problem with unions. As I worked for UPS, it was a union. FedEx is union workers, and they're put in place for reasons that are, did help America grow to be what it is today, as in a lot of these manufacturing and factory jobs and whatnot. So I have no problem with that. It's the human element. When the human element is introduced into any situation, there's going to be things that, there's going to be slips in those cracks. There's going to be loopholes. There's going to be everything in between,
So New, if I was to say that state is the at-will state where they can actually fire you without cause, what would you say to that?
I would say, why did
they? And they fire him without cause. I seen the report, bro. And
what you mean that the old company fired them without cause?
No, the company that he was with when he shot Sonya Massey.
Well, I mean, he shot her. I mean, he once you commit murder, once they charge you, you definitely fired.
But that's the reason why he's doing what he can legally within his right to as you've seen, didn't he filed something, a grievance or something like that against his firing, basically, because the procedure wasn't correct, or what the information was put out, from what Chloe was saying the other day or yesterday. The information that was put out, it shouldn't have been put out, and that you got to do things by the book. If you don't do it by the book, then they can file that and say, hey, y'all
so
did
wait
this.
a minute. So y'all telling me that? Hold up. Y'all telling me that he was fired, and they said it wasn't by the book.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was it? What you
Y'all saying that he was fired, but it wasn't by the books.
I don't know when Chloe said, which I didn't see that comment, but I do know they fired him without just cause, and they don't have to because it's a real state.
She did show the paperwork where it was the So there was definitely something done.
So all right. So listen, man. Now
I want to shout out Bam's in the building. What's good? She been there a few minutes. I've been meaning to say that.
Bams?
You know, if you don't shout Bams out, she gonna get on your ass, boy. Let me
Let's fuck Bams at this point. She late. Hey, listen. What I'm saying is, YJ, I'm asking you. So they saying he was fired under some, messed up jurisdiction type shit. He shouldn't have been fired, or he shouldn't have been fired that way.
Right. Like all right, Chloe said in the chat, he filed a grievance because before they notified him of being terminated, they posted about it on Facebook.
Absolutely, they did. I read that.
And that would make sense. Like I have no, with him filing that grievance, even though what he did.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question though. Who made that mistake, bro?
Of course, we know who made the mistake.
Who? Somebody had to type that.
The people who write his checks made that mistake.
And you think that was on you? And you don't think that was done on purpose?
I feel like that was done stupidly. I was just gonna say I feel like that was done stupidly. Yeah.
As much as I hate to fucking agree with you, I asked myself that same question, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I asked myself that same question.
It was stupid.
Hey, bro, I'm about to tell y'all what y'all fit to see here.
Hold on.
Maybe y'all don't know, or maybe y'all don't get it yet. Y'all about to see this. Hold up. Y'all about to see this man get off on murder.
I knew where you was going with this.
I don't think he's going to listen. I don't think he's going to beat charges. He's going to get charged something, but I don't think it's going to be murder.
And we've, me and Boss, we've talked about this heavily. I've spoken about it, so on the live with the round table and whatnot. So we did a whole live basically about that. I don't want to go too deep into that because we still got the meat and potatoes we're gonna talk about. But I can't. If you say that, I'm not gonna argue up too much. For the charge they put forward, he should get that charge. If he doesn't get that charge, I'm not gonna be surprised because I've seen it before. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
We seen the footage. You've seen the footage. Everybody's seen the footage.
Yep.
But yet and still, this system that you talk about, No.
No.
Oh, hell. I was doing good right up until that.
Yeah. You were doing good until you said that. What did you see in the footage?
We're not going to go into
that.
This was a segue topic. We
got this is how it happened. But you didn't. Nobody seen her throw that pot.
Who didn't see it?
Who didn't see that?
Did y'all see her throw that pot?
Nigga, you know we saw it.
All right, then that's what we leave it at. That's why
okay,
I don't want to say nothing else. But
okay,
what I said at first, the man should be charged, but I just don't think he can get charged with murder.
I don't know.
I think maybe manslaughter. They might hit him with manslaughter or something.
They ain't dropping that.
Or you can't listen to what I'm saying. Regardless of what, you can't approach an officer with some type of weapon. And listen to what I'm saying. And he got his gun drawn on. I'm sorry.
Do a 360. Just listen to us. We'll talk about it.
Oh, go ahead. I just wanted to show this. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I don't know what was going to happen, bro. What would you do if somebody threw something at you when you got a gun?
Back up, nigga. Back up. Yeah. Back up. I'm gonna back up, bro. Simple as that. That's all them motherfuckers had to do was back up.
Oh, I got you.
If she throw the water and miss, she ain't got nothing else to do.
Oh, you talking about the police? Again, bro. Again, I like I say, I blame this officer. He's at fault.
Yes, most
for
definitely.
killing this female.
Yes,
but I don't think it's murder. That's all. I just don't think it's murder. I think.
Well. Let me leave it alone. When
you get when
because I know what the definition of what is Webster say? When you say that it just triggers me because I know what the definition of murder.
But when you come up, when they tell you to get down and you come up and you grab a weapon that they already telling you to leave alone, and you grab this weapon and you hurl it. I don't understand. I don't understand what y'all want that man to do too much. Like, I don't know. Especially when I got my gun on you. Taser on you or whatever he had in his hand, if he had a baton,
you know what?
Bolts out, she would have got anything that he had in his hand, he was going to discharge.
All right. So this is what we're going to do, man. Yeah, we can talk about this all day. And I think, as y'all can see, we on two different sides of the spectrum, but at the same time, we both sides want this motherfucker arrested. But one of us
that's one thing I don't want y'all to take from what my stance is. I don't. It's not like I don't want this nigga charged. I want this nigga in jail for the rest of his life off of manslaughter. If that's the case. But what I see her hurl that pot, and I see a cop with his gun on, and I don't understand what I don't understand. Like, if you got a bottle in your hand, you throw it you turn around and you cop back to throw it, and the cop is chasing you with his gun out, he gonna shoot you. It's sort of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to get hungry, so I really need to give me some meat and potatoes.
I am too, bro. You're right about that. I'm sitting here. You're right.
No.
I'm hungry. I want to get it. Let's go.
We're gonna get some of this meat and motherfucking potatoes. So hey, let's get it.
No, I'm literally hungry. I want to eat. So I don't know what that meat potato plate looked pretty good there, buddy.
It did, didn't it? So
T19 in the building. What's good?
So yeah, salute to everybody who's sliding through the door on a late night show. Yeah, hit that like button, share the live. If you ain't subscribed, I have seen a few people I ain't seen in the chat, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. And fuck with us, man. But we come to the meat and potatoes, which is the final segment of the show. And it really ties in to, I guess, some people would say it ties in, some people might say it doesn't. But we got someone on the panel that may say different. But Terrell Miller, who is the cousin, I can't say allegedly because it's been confirmed, it's a cousin of Sonya Massey, and he was killed a short period of time prior to her murder. And it's a sad situation. And before I get in about how I feel or what I see, we're just going to show you this footage. And it's probably going to be a goddamn conversation, especially that probably will never fucking end. So, hey.
It depends on what footage y'all got. Maybe y'all show me something nice.
I don't know. Shit, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but let me just, matter of fact, let's just get to it, man. Let's just get to it. Where is my fucking video? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Let's get it.
Call police, open the door.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
Call police, open the door.
Officers announce their presence and order the occupants to open the door.
Huh?
Officers hear screams for help. A distressed female subject could be heard yelling, "He's stabbing me." Officers force entry into the apartment.
Get out!
A Macomb police officer discharged a single bullet. We will stop the video at this point out of respect for the deceased's family members. Following the discharge of the officer's firearm, the threat ended. Officers began rendering aid and called for medical personnel. Both the child and the suspect were pronounced deceased at the scene. We'll take a moment now to review additional details of the incident. When officers arrived on the scene, note the presence of blood on the walls of the stairwell.
Call police, open the door.
After identifying themselves and ordering occupants to open the door, a female subject could be heard yelling, "He's stabbing me."
Nah, I can't pause it.
Officers then force their way into the apartment after identifying themselves. The officer points their issued firearm at the naked adult male, identifies himself as police, and issues lawful commands to see the suspect's hands. The officer orders the female with injuries out of the home to safety. What happens next transpires in a matter of seconds, so we'll slow and stop the video occasionally for additional clarity and detail. Notice during the confrontation, we can observe a knife in the suspect's left hand. We'll highlight the weapons when present, as they're only visible for a short time during the incident. The suspect then lunges out of sight and a child is heard screaming.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So before this, and Chloe, she broke it down great. I feel like yesterday, and she, salute to Chloe, giving me a better, I guess, bird's eye view of it. Because when they was coming up the stairs, he was getting showed by someone. Before this part of the footage happened, he was getting showed by someone. And you can see before, when they was going up the stairs, he pointed at the blood, and I think it's blood. Because later I seen him pointing at the wall. I think it's crazy. And there was actually another officer with him as well. But as you can see with how wide this door is, he would have had to literally be giving him a piggyback ride to go in at the same time because of how small these doors are. Now, the observation from looking at this door, you would don't do that, Chloe. Don't do that. But from looking at this door, look at how it's curved. These body cams have a fish lens on them, so things look wider from a back. When you're standing back, it looks wider because it's a fish eye camera, basically. That's better for things that are farther away. It has a better resolution at a further perspective than a closer up perspective. So anything that's at a closer up perspective is going to look with that rounded. That's why the doors all look rounded like that. So I just want to put that out.
Call police, open the door. Huh? Call police, open the door.
Officers announce their presence and order the occupants to open the door.
Huh?
Officers hear screams for help.
Boom. Kicks the door open. He hears the screams. He's forced to go in. He had no choice but to kick this door open and go inside of this residence. Help, help, help.
A distressed female subject could be heard yelling, "He's stabbing me."
And you see her run off to the right there.
Officers force entry into the apartment.
Officer did his job by telling her to get out. She's causing nothing but a distraction at this point to me. He did his job.
Stop.
Go ahead.
So, I know this is a heat of the moment situation, but you brought up a great point. She's right there next to the officer. He's telling her to get out. Ladies, all the ladies in the chat right now, if that was you, what would you have told that officer in this situation? If you're familiar with this case and you know what's going to happen, what would you told that officer at that point when he told you get out? Let's keep it a buck right now.
Well, she did say.
She said it. She said her son is in there.
Well,
okay, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
okay,
she said it. Right, but if you play it again, she said it. What she leaving out? She said my son.
I don't think she hasn't said it yet. She hasn't said it yet.
No, she has. She said it just when he paused it.
Oh, okay.
As she walking past him, she said, "My son in there."
Okay, let me go back a little.
Mind you, this though. Mind you that the cop know her and know her son.
Know her son, the one that's in the back?
Knows her. This is one of the cops that's a harasser. He knows exactly who she is.
And know her son.
And knows she has a son, yes.
Where is that? Like,
Just play. I just want to hear this.
Go ahead. My son's in there.
The Macomb.
All right. So with that being said, and that's something that I missed, and I can own up to that. No problem. So, and I know because just watching the footage, when y'all see it, if you got any type of understanding of how quick shit happens, you understand why it happened. But in my mind, I'm thinking it's a kid back there. It's a kid back there.
You hear
and we know that the training, and you can actually hear the fucking kid crying.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have training where, and I don't know if this is just shit that we see on TV, where it pops up and they gotta know when to shoot and not to shoot. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all know that shit, the little training simulation shit where
it's like a whack-a-mole.
Right, a suspect pop up or a victim pop up, and you got to know when to shoot. And I know this is different when it comes to real life. I understand that, so I don't need nobody saying that. But he already know there's a kid back there.
Yep.
Now, what he don't know is when this guy flashes across and go to the other room, what he's going to get. He don't know that.
Right.
So that's the hard part in this situation. So you want to say, oh, he should have goddamn know better. It's hard.
Yeah, but hold up. Let me explain what I hear. As you getting closer, you hear the child get louder. So obviously, he's going to the room with the child. Now, since she said it already,
I don't think it's obviously, but I'll let you keep going.
I got you. But since she already, she done said, we done heard her say, my son in there.
Right.
I done told y'all he knows her.
Still.
So listen, I ain't never seen this before. He do come out there faster than mom. You get what I'm saying? I have to say it again, but
he zipped across there.
Yeah.
Quick.
And what I don't know is the layout of this apartment either. So I don't know where he came from. Is it a room over there? I don't know.
But I'm quite sure they familiar with the apartments. They probably know the outlines.
Because if he's familiar with the apartment, and let's say
not the apartment, but just the outlines of the apartment. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, one apartment is all.
But what I'm saying is, if there was a bathroom where he just came from, nigga, you know the baby ain't there. That's what I would say.
I got you. It looks like the bathroom right there. The door open to the bathroom. It
right, and that's what I think too. Right. But go ahead, Jizzle.
The Macomb.
So at this point, yeah. Another thing I'm gonna point out, and which I pointed out yesterday on Chloe panel, this doorway is so small. You seen him when he passed the door, his actual right arm was, if it didn't scrape it was inches away from
like he grabbed the door, like it was right there. Right, you right.
Right. So whenever she moved out, that was an actual distraction to his train of thought, I think. Because as we're looking at it, he's straight ahead, gun pointed straight at him, naked man, down the hallway. You don't know what's on the right. You don't know what's on the left. But you know you have to let this woman out because that's your job. And I seen D-Love mention, you know, I'm not going no. But for the and I respect that. But from an officer's standpoint, that's his first duty is to get this woman out of the house. And as she moves out, you will see his body sway to the left. And I think the connections in the mind, like that's the small distraction.
I have you one question. Like you said, you got this nigga in sight right there, right? Why don't you just tell her to bet? Look how deep that living room is. He don't have a gun. He got a knife standing right there. Why don't you just tell her to back up? That way you can get a closer. I can walk right into you, and if you move, I can shoot you. You get what I'm saying? If she just back up in the living room, she ain't gotta leave. She just gotta back up out of my vision because I got this nigga right here.
And I can understand that, but I think the training of a police officer.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So at this point right here, he's straight in front of him. He lunges over. And on the slowed down version of it, there was a small glimpse of the calf muscle of the kid. But I'm stopping it here because at the point of him going out and him lunging, how was he to know, even though he heard, when he lunged, you heard the kid's voice escalate. And I'm going to play it again just to let you hear that part. You hear how the kid's voice escalated when he went over.
So the kid must have been standing there.
Right. You would think someone, but what I'm saying, I'm basically saying all this to say, for someone to be able to process this amount of information in this amount of time and make the correct decision, you would have to be superhuman. I'm going to play it all full speed and then we can go back. But I just want to point that, like, you would have to be a robot to process all of this information in an amount of 5 seconds. On the panel, I think with Chloe, it came out to like 8 seconds. From the time the lady walked past him to the time he shot his gun, it was 8 seconds. The human mind doesn't work like that. And he had to make that decision. So I'm going to play the whole thing from the part of her passing the door to the shot. Boss, you got any comments at this point?
No, we're good.
Okay.
The Macomb police officer discharged a single bullet. We will stop the video at this point out of...
I don't know, dog. No. Hey, that goes back to the training that you said, bro. Listen, that goes back to them pop-up things and you got to shoot the right one. You know, when Will Smith did it on Men in Black, hey, bro.
That's why I knew when Boss was bringing that up.
Look how, if this the case, right? If this the case, he could have stepped back 2 steps. That nigga was about 2 steps in front of him. That was a shoot out of fear not shit. Rookie being a rookie. What I'm thinking? What's the word I'm thinking of? It was fear and just being a rookie, not being in that situation where you had to really use your gun like that before. Because as a trained officer, right, as supposed to be, again, they train officers in 6 months. You half the stuff that you're going to learn is going to be on the force anyway, because in 6 months, you can't get all that. And you can't get all that. You can't get everything that you're going to encounter in 6 months on a training force. So, and I'm talking about like in the city cops. I don't know about counties and state troopers and all that, but in the city cops, them cadets, they got about 6 months for your ass on the street. You get what I'm saying? Those are, if he was a 2, maybe into 2 years, I can understand that. If he's 8-year vet or something, no, bro. I don't want to hear that. That's murder.
One thing that I just paid attention to is when he did disappear, when he crossed the screen and went into the room where the kid was, the officer walked towards the room.
Right.
That's mistake number one.
At this point.
That's mistake number one. You walking into the unknown. And you don't, if you don't know what's in that room where he's going, which he could have popped out with a goddamn AR-15.
Hold on. He doing his job though. He had baby crying.
No, he ain't. Because if he was doing his job, he wouldn't have killed both of them. Because you got to understand.
What you said
is walking like 5 fucking hours. Let me talk, bro. If he would have stayed back where he was at, just like them cops when they was with, if them motherfuckers would have stepped back, they wouldn't have had to shoot her, man.
and
Bro,
that's
that's
the
not how
thing.
you train, bro. That's wrong.
Bro.
That's wrong.
That's the thing. But see, that's the thing about it, because there's a lot of hypotheticals we can say here, and all of them are very plausible.
This ain't
For
no
one,
hypothetical, bro.
no, what?
You
All
don't
right,
walk into the unknown,
okay.
bro.
So
Every
if he
cop
didn't,
know-
didn't walk into the unknown with a man with a knife and a kid back there, then the kid could have
Come on, boss.
10 stabs.
Come on, boss. Think about it, dog. He hear
That's
the
all
kid cry. That's just like when a police standing on the street and hear gunshots. They gotta pull their gun out and go to the gunshots, bro.
But
Like, you hear this kid crying in the room, and this nigga. Listen, I hear baby crying, and I see this nigga dip off in the room with a knife. I'm going in there. I'm going to get this baby, boy. That's what my thing is. I'm going to get this baby.
Let boss get his shit out though, because
So what you're saying is he knew the kid was in that room? Is that what you're saying?
He hit a kid. You might not even know that
he knew that. I'm asking you, did he knew the kid was in that room?
He knew the kid was back there because he could hear the kid.
That's the point I'm trying to make. So when he crossed from one side of that hallway to the other, how did he know where that kid is? I don't know what room is over there on the other side where he came from. But
I don't mean no harm. You can hear the kid. You can hear him snatch the kid, bro. You can hear that. I mean, when he run past and the kid cry, change, you can hear that. You can hear that distress in the child. I'm going to save that child. I don't know. I just seen a naked nigga walk running there with a knife. I'm going to save that child, bro.
And he went in that room for no reason.
Well, I think human instinct kicked in, kinda, because you heard this child cry out, and you see this man. You know he's off his rocker. I think that's the human element that's come into play, that's forcing him to go. Because I'm not saying that what you said about going into an unknown situation, because that's the reason why we have these standoffs, because it's a very methodical thing, and patience can be a good thing in certain instances. I think when it comes down to it, patience. Hell, in the Sandra Massey case, if Grayson was patient, that wouldn't have happened. So I get what you're saying.
Right.
I just think the human element kind of makes it hard for one to make that decision in the heat of those 8 seconds, you know?
I get I get what both of y'all are saying is he got a knife. He went into the room. The baby started crying louder. He felt like he had to go save this kid, but he didn't. He killed the kid. And I felt like what this dude was trying to do, this personally, this what I seen. Even when the scene started, when the lady was to the right and he's holding a knife, he wanted to get the fuck from out of there. I didn't know what a kid was, but when he went into that room, I'm like, me personally, as a cop, and I don't know how they're trained, but I need to back my ass up because I don't know what the fuck he's going in there. I know I hear a kid, but if that kid, him and that kid would have came out with that knife to the kid's throat and the kid's stomach, he see this kid now and he got a chance to react totally fucking different. But the fact that he stepped forward inside that hallway, he had no choice because he was so fucking close to him. And it was right there in his face. Not knowing he was bringing the kid out, but y'all said he knew it was a kid in that room.
No, I'm not saying that.
Me saying the best situation for this cop was to back his ass up when he went in that room, have his gun ready, and now you don't have to react so fucking fast because you're backed up and you're prepared.
I don't.
But at the same time, I agree with y'all because y'all say he was going in there to save the kid, but at the end of the day, he killed the kid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We don't know. There's a to the right and there's a to the left of that hall. So when you say that, as to do we know that the kid is to the right? The kid could have been to the left, and the assault rifle could have been to the right. Like,
but that was the question that I asked first, though. Yeah, that's what I asked first. I said, y'all saying he knew the kid was in that room, And y'all said, well, you can hear the voice of the kid get louder. So yes, he did.
Right,
know.
right. And the one thing I'm gonna stand on with this when it comes to that distinction is the human element, because he's a human. And I believe that the human mind doesn't have the capacity. There's nothing he could have done in this situation be the perfect remedy. I feel like if he would have went back and they stabbed the kid up, then what? Then he should have shot him before.
I agree with you. Now I'm not disagreeing with you because me and you talked about this. At the point where he was at, there's nothing he could have did but shoot, because it's a split second. All I was saying is if he'd have rethought
it's a split second for what though? What's the split second?
For a life.
What I'm speaking on right now, when he's this close, when they come around, when the kid and him, the man come around the corner, he's that close to him. All he sees is this motherfucker coming across, and the last thing he seen was the kid. He already aiming to shoot and pulling the trigger. But I felt like if he wouldn't have stepped in and he would have stayed back.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Because
I can respect that.
I want you to hear something. Don't you, when you're a police, don't you supposed to feel, don't you supposed to, all right, if he'd have came at him with a gun, I would say, okay. He's coming at him holding the child with the knife to the child. What danger are you in that you got to shoot? Or just hear me out. Or is this such a surprise? It's like, oh, bow, oh, shit. You get what I'm saying? Is it one of them, which is unprofessional, or what is it? What are you in danger if I come running out? I got one hand holding the child and one hand with a knife up to the child. How am I in danger that I got to shoot?
It's stepping into the unknown is what I was saying earlier. He can't, when he disappeared into that room, yes, he had knives in his hand. The officer did not know what he went in that room to get, is what I'm saying. So why would you step forward when you don't know? Hold on, bro. When you don't know, you may hear a kid in there, but you don't know if this man got an AR, AK, or nothing over there. And you step forward and come around that corner, he blow your fucking brains out.
That's your job, bro. And that's how you would have died in the line of duty.
What Officer Grayson's job was to preserve life, and he didn't. So I want to hear this shit.
We ain't talking about Officer Grayson, bro.
Because what you talking about is what a
no, you can't keep doing that, bro. God damn. If you can talk about one case, talk about one case. Don't talk about two.
Because what you talking about,
these are two different officers.
You know what their motherfucking job is, nigga? Their job is to preserve life, nigga. And that's
so
what
you said, so hold up. So you giving him the okay. You saying that this nigga shot and it's okay.
I think 2 + 2 = 4. When I switched to the Grayson situation, motherfucker, you know what the fuck I meant, bro.
No, I don't. It's two different cases. It's not.
When it comes,
it's two different cases, bro. I don't do that shit. You do that shit. You always compare something to something. I don't. You do. I'm not comparing two cases that are totally different.
We got a couple questions from the chat. Chloe said, my question: if the cop wouldn't have shot and killed, and Anthony killed Terrell, then who to blame? I'm assuming that, Anthony is the guy who's there, who's in. I don't know if he's in tidy whities or what, but he's blanked out. So if the cop wouldn't have shot,
the naked guy.
Yeah, if the cop wouldn't have shot and Anthony killed Terrell, then who's to blame? This is one of them cases, man. This footage here is very polarizing, and I've noticed that. D-Love say the one who could have diffused it and all. And when you talk about diffusing it, and boss, when you say preserving life, I believe that's his job, is to preserve life. The way he came back, I do feel like if he wasn't as close to the action, that maybe it wouldn't have been as fast, because things that are happening closer to you you're gonna react to quicker, I think, than farther back. But who's to say? Because it's all subjective. But when it comes down to it, if he was back, and he comes out with the knife, and I agree with Chloe when she says she thinks he had two knives, because I don't want to stop it on the screenshot. Yeah, I don't want to stop it.
In the report, it said that.
Actually, it was on the video.
Okay.
One to his, like, upper
Yeah.
part, one to his lower part.
It was hard. It was hard to visually see, but we seen the movies.
They paused it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying it was hard to visually see the knife itself. You've seen his, so that's kind of. But we seen the movies where there's a kid, they get a body shield type of thing, and I do think if he was further away, then that body shield would be where the perfect human mind could step back and say, "Hey, man, hey, talk to me." But I don't think that
That's another thing. He never said nothing, bro. Did he say anything?
Would you be in
I'm
shock?
talking about the police. I'm talking about the police. Did he say put the knife down? Did he say anything?
No, he didn't. But in a perfect world, I do think that would be the most clairvoyant thought pattern in this situation. I just I couldn't imagine being in this situation, so I don't know the amount of adrenaline rushing through his blood at this moment. So that's all I really want to say.
I want to ask you this question, because I seen your live that you did originally before anybody even spoke about Terrell. You felt like, from what that lady said, I don't know who she was who did the interview in the park, you feel like this is an attack on their family. Tell me what make you think that after you see this footage now, do you still feel the same way?
Like they're trying to cover up the cover up thing.
I wasn't going after the cover up. I was just pinpointing that what the girl said prior, 2 years prior, how the police was harassing her and the family, and how she had the dream.
When you say, I hate to cut you off, but who you said the girl?
The mother. The mother.
Okay.
The one who got
cut
up.
I'll just
she did an interview in the park. I kind of played part of it, and she was just explaining how the Malcolm police been harassing her since like 2012, and an officer wanted her to work for it, and she turned it down, and he kind of gave her a look or some shit. Then she went to jail for 5 years on her first charge or whatever. And when she got out, she said she moved away, but she came back to be with her family. And while she was pregnant, I forget what cop said it. She says his name, and I don't think it was him that shot, but she mentioned him, if I'm not mistaken, as being one of the cops that was harassing. But she said that the cop told her something like, when what do you have in a girl or a boy? She said a boy. And he said something like, I can't wait to arrest him or whatever. Then she went on to the dream, saying that she had a dream that the police kicks in her door and kills her and her son. So I just took that, you know what I mean? It's just, hey, you got Sonya, it's just target, this family being targeted by the, so that's why I just titled that like that.
No, that's cool. But after we don't know this family. We're not from that city. We don't know what's going on. But I have to always wonder, like, what would be the purpose? And sometimes if the cops in a certain city is after a certain family, I'll be like, why? Why are you after this particular family? What did they do to you? What do they have something on you guys that you want to off all of them? You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I asked that question, because now that we having this debate on this particular footage, and it's like it's a split-second situation, and I feel like he wouldn't have did that if he had time to visualize what was in front of him. And if he did, we wouldn't be talking about this. That's the only reason I asked that question.
Yeah. I'm glad we had this discussion because when you say that, boss, it
If you ask me, do I still think that? I would just have to wait and see again. We had to wait and keep our eye on Malcolm to see if somebody else from this family get knocked off. Then we know.
I'm gonna run through some of these comments. D-Love say this particular officer had put a threat on her son. She speaks on it while her son is still in this realm. That mother knew. Chloe said this baby had no value to him in his head. He had, I gotta make it home, I guess, on his mind. In which that's why I couldn't be no cop. Every time I would clock in, I gotta make it home. Would be home, but I did drop the link, Chloe. If you want to come up here and say some real quick words, we're probably about to wrap it up, boss. I don't know if you got any other thing, or you want me to play this for?
Yeah, you go ahead and play this on through because I believe they actually paused it a few times. And
see what I'm saying, bro?
What?
Like, I'm saying, you just had him stopped at the perfect one, bro. Like, dude was like maybe 3 feet from him.
Pause it right there. Go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. What the? Go back a little bit. Right there. No, I want to see Buddy out there. Right here. We don't know what is going on. Now, let me ask you, as an officer who just, I guess, seen the evidence that he stabbed this young lady, would it be wrong if he shot him right now?
That's what I'm thinking. But I wanted to say that from the jump. Like, why didn't shoot this nigga now?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no this footage is so crazy because of that. The hypotheticals within it. Because that's a question I asked yesterday with Chloe. Is like, if he would have shot him here, then the public, the media, would be saying an unjust shooting.
How? After he done stabbed this lady?
They said it 25 times?
Well. Let's look at the floor. Let's look at the floor. Let's look at everything involved. The woman had blood on her hand.
No. Let's ask one question, bro. Why is he ass naked and she fully clothed?
Hey, cocaine is a hell of a drug. All right, that's the only answer I had. But when it come down to it, from listening to what D-Love said about because I had no clue about this case until the Sonya Massey. But from what the first reports were, is that she was basically in a pool of blood, and you obviously see here that that's not the case.
I'm raising my hand. So
go ahead.
Answer this question. When the beginning of this video started, the narrator pointed out there was blood on the walls. Where the fuck that came from?
He must have caught her ass outside or coming in the house.
I'm thinking it came from her. I'm rocking with you on that. The feet that you see here, that was the person who led them to the exact door of where they were going. Before they were going there, they're going up the stairs, and he pointed to the wall with blood on the wall. It looked like blood to me, but I don't know if this is the right there.
It. All that blood.
Yep. So as far as that, I don't know, but if the police put it out that something like she's in a pool full, she's obviously not. She's obviously up. She's coherent. She's lucid. I mean, you can say what you want. It's terrible that she was even stabbed in this situation, and I see Chloe putting in there that there was some infidelity and things. I don't know personally, so I'm not going.
In her face, I don't really see no blood right now.
Well, there's a couple drops that I seen if you look at the corner of that wall by what it looks like to be like a coat closet, if you look on the ground, in this video, I can't zoom, but it did look like there was a couple drops on the ground, but definitely not a pool of anything. But
no, what I was alluding to is, do he even know she's stabbed? Like telling her to get out of there. Do he?
Well,
do he
yeah,
know
because she said whenever that's what made him kick the door open.
I understand that, but now you're going through adrenaline and you trying to. You got the door up, now you're trying to figure out what you see. I look at you. If I don't see no cuts on you, I don't think you cut. So is that what prompted him to hold back? Because he didn't see no cut, no blood everywhere. So he's like, okay, well, I see your ass standing there. But, is that what he processed? I'm just trying to see what
I see what
if I see this shit right now, I'm shooting your ass, nigga. You butt naked with a knife, I'm shooting you anyway, bro. I don't even play no game. I don't know why. I'm shooting your ass, bro.
Hey, and you gonna be one of them ones, you gonna be on indisputable, full mask, put them up.
I'm sorry.
We got neutral.
I heard a baby crying back
Y'all
there.
trying to tell me y'all ain't never got your freak on and ran around naked?
Yeah, I mean,
Not with a baby in the goddamn house and she fully dressed.
Fully dressed.
You ain't never been naked and your chick, you still trying to get her to get naked?
Usually, I'm not gonna lie, that situation
It's not a knife in my hand. It's like a one of those.
It's a little
things.
rare.
It's butt naked with not a knife. You're trying to cut chandeliers.
I mean, I'm just you gotta imagine that happened afterwards. They got into it after the fact.
Maybe she didn't give him none.
He just
I think he
you
was.
You ain't heard what it all is about.
So,
I heard. What I heard was.
Is there any autopsy as far as Anthony? Is there any autopsy? I think he was on PCP, but
the toxicology. They haven't released anything like that.
Okay, yeah, I think he was on PCP. That's my call.
It's possible, but again, why you let him in? If that's the type of duty he is, why are you having him at your house? Why are you still with him while you got kids? Wait till your children are grown and get your freak on with some freaks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear he was? Did you hear he forcefully came in their clothes?
Only thing I heard ain't nothing about he ain't.
I guess
nothing that I've heard is not been a force. No.
Oh, okay.
When it comes down to it, Miss Chloe, I guess you already looked over it, so but I guess when it comes to what you've heard today instead of yesterday, after you go to sleep, things change. So, what are your thoughts?
How blunt you want me to put it?
I want you to be you.
I will live it. You know what? I'm gonna say it the way I would say it if it was one of my daughters. That's your fault.
Yo, meaning who?
And that's the God's honest truth.
You mean
that's the way I feel.
The mother's fault?
If my children, if one of my daughters would have been that mother, that's exactly what I would have told her.
Oh, okay.
Well, because
for a lot of different reasons.
The man she chose.
That she chose a bunch of men within the same family. You're gonna have issues. And that's apparently what this particular fight was supposedly about, but because dude just found out about her messing with some of the cousins. But again, that link that Charlize just sent me, she said she sent it to a couple, I think Boss or somebody. I looked at it real quick, and again, the lady sitting there saying, I got stabbed 25 times. You did not get stabbed 25 times, and there's not a trail of blood. You ain't looking like Carrie walking through there. Come on.
That's crazy.
That's what I was alluding to. I was like,
with a butter knife, what?
That many times?
You might have got cut a few times. You might have got cut a few times on your hands. That's the most that happened. No, I'm not about victim blaming. those of y'all that don't know me, please don't get me twisted. But in this situation, I've everything that I've read, that child was not in a good position. And it's not the first time that child's been in that type of position.
Chloe, what do you see as far as the cop?
The cop,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to be him. I wouldn't have wanted to be him because I think as far as the cop goes and the public goes and everything other than maybe his supervisors, it's going to be damned if he do and damned if he don't. He's going to blame himself. The public's going to blame him no matter which way he went. And he's going to blame himself too.
So we agree that, Grayson and this officer here are in different sets of shoes.
Yeah.
I don't think race has anything to do with this one or the Macy case.
Well, no, I'm just saying I'm just saying from a perspective of a police doing wrong and wrongdoing and blaming the officer type thing.
I think it's unfortunate that the situation has arose, and I'm not even going to say, I wish it would have been the same race on race, because that's stupid. In my mind, that's, boss, you know how I feel about this. It's stupid to even say that, because to me, we're all humans, and that's it. So
right. Yeah, I just feel like this officer, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how their training is, but the situation he was in, whether I say he placed himself in or not, at that point when that man came across the corner, I probably did the same damn thing, man. I ain't gonna sit here in front.
I mean, YJ, what you were saying, I totally agree with it. You would have had to been a superhero type of person to accurately, some X-ray vision, whatever. But on the same token, because of my own experience, I know what the wall's made of. I would have gone through the sheetrock and yanked my son through the sheetrock. Yes, I would have. Me and dude's gonna be sitting there pulling on my kid like a wishbone. But I'm telling you, I would not have walked out of that house like that, because I know how crazy he is. I know how many weapons he's got.
I agree. I don't think it was no need for her to leave. I mean, I think I'd have been behind the cop too. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
If she wasn't going to go through the wall to pull her son out, then yes, she needed to leave, because otherwise that cop don't know, when I shoot this man, are you going to be jumping on my back trying to stab me too? Because, oh, baby, I love him. Why'd you kill him? I love him. One of those type of episodes.
I probably would have went in front of the cop and like, fuck that, I'm going to get my kid. Like, fuck. They hit me up a couple times. You know what I mean?
I mean, at that point, the cop's choice would have been to be pulling out his taser to try to get her down. But again, I think the whole situation could have been
handled differently. The taser is out because a knife is once a knife is imminent danger to a cop, so a taser is gone.
But no, what I'm saying, a taser to the mom to try to eliminate her from getting all the way down that hallway and putting her.
Oh, okay, I got you. I don't think.
But as far as with the kid, with the guy at the end of the hallway there. And I agree too. You can tell when the kid makes that different screaming, he's trying to get away from somebody. Like when you go to snatch a kid's arm and they leave me alone, whatever. You could hear that in that kid's voice. So yeah, you could tell he was trying to grab him. That's why he hesitated before he fully disappeared in trying to go get that kid, because that kid pulled away from him and took off to the bedroom there.
Hands to see the suspect's
hands. It's definitely an unfortunate situation. Hey, it's definitely one of the most polarizing videos I've seen in a while. Yeah. So I don't know. We just want to come up.
I think they're all going to be affected by this for their life, and I hope something positive comes out of this with the mom, as far as maybe she can get the help that she needs to get her life on track before she starts having more children or anything like that.
Get the hell out of that county.
That too. Yeah. But I'm gonna say this. I don't think I can't. Well, I guess it wouldn't be fair for me to say I don't believe that the cops were harassing her. I don't think the cops harassed her any more than they harassed other people that have the same type of charges. Because I got, if you want to call it harassed, yeah, I kept getting pulled over because they had, I'd been arrested or whatever. There was only one cop that actually targeted me. and his wife was a jailer. So when I found that out, I was like, can you tell your old man to leave me alone? That type of thing, because I got a big mouth. But other than that, yeah, you get just depending on the situation. They said that she was on a lot of drugs too, and that's when she had to go away for a while, or whatever. So that affects your state of mind and how you behave as well, and how you think.
Yeah. Yeah, hell, we done made a record. This has been a historical night on the Bank Music Group channel. 3 hours plus up here with y'all, man. Definitely hit that like if y'all still in the building. This has been episode 29. I guess I'm gonna do the last words because that's what I've been known to do by my brother Boss Man Blake, or what he do on his panel. So I guess it's only right, anybody let's do the last words and then we're gonna go and get up out of here.
I look at it.
I appreciate y'all letting me speak.
Go ahead.
Oh, you got it, boss.
Go ahead. No, she done dropped off. I look at it like this, man. At the end of the day, the officer was placed in a situation that nobody really want to be placed in. And me personally, I can't hold him accountable for his decision because I don't know what the training entails when it comes to, being a part of the police academy, coming into being a cop. I don't know. But my opinion is my opinion, and I stand on it, whether I'm right or wrong. But would I say this cop deserved to be badgered, punished, locked up, key thrown away? Nope, sure don't. And a lot of people might disagree with me. I don't give a shit. It's my opinion. Because when it comes to split-second decisions, you're either going to make the right one or the wrong one. It's a 50-50 chance. It's just like shooting the ball at the end of the fucking game. You're either going to make it or you're going to miss it. You're going to hold that man accountable for missing it, or you're going to praise him for hitting it. So I don't think there was no ill will intent from this particular officer in the Terrell Miller case. But on the other one, I think y'all know how I feel and everybody else. So those are my final words.
Yeah. No.
I kind of feel the same as far as the first one. Fuck him on the second. With the first one, I mean, this is the first time I'm ever seeing this video, so I only got what that, the chick that I've seen, I only got that bit of shit from her. So that was my own conclusion that I put together on my page. But after seeing this, I don't think he went in there and just murdered the kid like how the girl was trying to put it. I believe what his actions was pretty much justified.
That's what's up. And yeah, I appreciate you coming up here, New, chopping it up with your bros and whatnot. Salute Chloe for coming up. Salute Cupcake for coming up, dropping some things on us when it comes to that fentanyl topic that I had no idea would go run that long. But yeah, definitely salute to everybody that came out, man. We're gonna
80s baby.
80s baby. She been in there going hammer. We're gonna ride out like this though. I think I'm gonna play that Angels Around Me. Yeah, salute everybody. This has been episode 29. Salute to everybody, man. We out.
We stand alone, nigga.
I'm looking up to the sky, and I know you're looking down on me. When it gets tough and I don't know why, better know that it's some angels around me. Angels around me.
Sometimes I be thinking that nobody listen. When I speak on the way that I feel, so I just live like that's what it is. And all of my feelings, I keep them on chill, but the anger just builds. Like why am I hanging in here with the pain that's remaining in here? So I just keep on just playing the field. I'm living my life and not playing my will. I'm a man for real. I cannot stand it here. I'm sending the Lord an appeal. I'm keeping it real, cause others don't live like I live. They been rich since they was kids. They be making me pissed. So why am I living like this? This life it be giving me fit. Cause when I be down, you giving me kick. And half of the evil ain't feeling the shit. The ones living so rich. Lord, can you tell me the difference? It gotta be something I'm missing. Cause I pay attention, divine intervention. It seems like it's broken when my name is mentioned. It sound like I'm bitching. Cause I'ma go hard for my mission. My heart has been scarred with ambition. This is the part that I want you to listen. I hope you don't miss it. Cause one day I'm coming to visit. I know I done sinned ever since the beginning. I ask for forgiveness every time that I did it. Sometimes I don't get it, and I can admit it. This hat that you gave me, I feel like ain't fit. I'ma need your permission to go in the trenches and fix everything that you say that I didn't. Just understand that I was busy, and I know that you're busy. I'm on the job till I finish.
I'm looking up to the sky, and I know you looking down on me. When it gets tough and I don't know why, better know that it's some angels around me. Angels around me. I'm looking up to the sky, and I know you looking down on me. When it gets tough and I don't know why, better know that it's some angels around me. Angels around me. Yeah, we take this life day by day, looking up to the sky, wondering why. When it's right in our face, it's no surprise. Sometimes them L's ain't got no lesson. You did everything right, but you feel like life just keep on testing you. Shortfalls, no, it's time to get right back up. All these assumptions, why am I guilty? No more pity party, come on, get it started. I got angels around me regardless of what they say or what they seem like. What do you mean? It's not a nigga that can knock me off my square. What you know about that there? What you know about that there? Yeah. Them voices said, move around. And they told me, cool it down. You think you know me? I know I do. It was my homie. That part is true, and it's still the same. That will never change. Even when I was going through some things, I was watching, but I knew that you would make it through the rain. Shit, I knew you would. Now you back on your feet. Thanks for watching me. Keep on rocking beats. I'm on flood the streets. 365, 7 days a week. And he told me you could pump the brakes when you sleep eternally. Now you here with me, watching over yours. Guide their destiny. Pass your boy the torch. That's the recipe. Angels watching you. Angels watching me. I'm looking up to the sky, and I know you looking down on me. When it gets tough and I don't know why, better know that it's some angels around me. Angels around me.
I can feel the positivity energy, so I know it gotta be some angels around me. You can keep the negativity energy, you are not my homie, and I'm with it, I'ma let you clown me. I'm tryna go up in the air where the clouds be. I know my grandpa and my grandma looking down here, and Mother Blake and Big Blake up at the gate. We'll be all there soon, so you ain't gotta wait. I'm keeping my faith, rebuking the hate. 2 middle fingers to the devil face, what you wanna say? Ain't no time to be scared, I never been scared. I'd rather be up in heaven, rapping right there in front of the gate. I'm holding my head up, ain't got no time to waste. While you hustling around, I don't have the time to play. Cause the devil been on my back and my ass. I almost copped the work and went back to my past. I'm talking about get to the money fast, coke, crack, and gas. Cause I can still flip it, cause it still live in me. I got 3 chillin', that's the reason that I'm chillin'. I ain't tryna go live up in nobody prison. Been there, done that. They gon' really have to kill me if I go back. Ain't nothing chicken in me like 4 blacks. Way too authentic with it like a throwback. As I sit back and think, looking from another angle, I got a whole lot of guardian angels. They in the feel like they play for the angels. Looking down on us like a pair of ankles. We gon' hold it down here like an anchor. Like a prophet, I'ma keep speaking that God flow. If they know like I know, then I know they know. I'm fly up like the Holy Ghost.
I'm looking up to the sky, and I know you looking down on me. When it gets tough and I don't know why, better know that it's some angels around